Yeah, let's go. Punk rock and Cobain is how we grew up. K-rock was insane, I was such a screw up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Jason Lowery on The Nerds Has Spoken. I'm here with my partners in crime for the week. I got some The Tim, I got some Popstar, and I got some Slade. How you guys doing this week?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, yeah?
Yep.
Oh,
you,
man. We gonna do... What's that?
How are you?
Could be better. Could be better. I gotta go in the office on Monday, but you know how that goes.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Take a long all-day nap.
Ooh, that actually, I was pretty lazy. Like, we stayed up late last night, but we'll get into that in a second. So.
Yeah.
But for our guest here, so we got Slade. So why don't you go ahead and tell him here how your week was, bud?
So it's pretty good. For 10 years, I owned a comic shop out here, and right at the beginning of the pandemic, we sold it because we saw where the comic industry was going. So my weeks have really just been, my business partner opened a liquor store, and he's just making hand over fist in this world, and so
especially right now, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, even non-alcoholic stuff where it's just, you rake it in. It's insane. Even on, like, I always tell people the deadest day at the liquor store still made more than, like, sometimes in a month that you make at a comic store.
Damn.
And yeah, everyone always says they want to run a comic store as a dream job, but
it's a dream when people are actually buying stuff. That's the problem.
Yeah.
People gotta buy stuff.
Yeah, it's like at the liquor store, and again, this kind of goes to how my week's going. You have your regulars, and you have them at the comic store, but at the liquor store, those regulars are your regulars. They're always buying from you, even if you don't have something to fix something else. At comic shops, it's, oh, you don't have it, cool, go down the street and I'll buy it from your competition with no remorse. And when in this day and age, everybody has a comic shop.
Pretty much.
And you can only carry so much, you can only do so much. And it just came to that point where I was just like, I was so tired of getting in the shipment going, oh, is there a secrets cover? Is there this
ratio?
Variant? Is this...
The ratio
Oh
variant.
yeah. I can't say it anymore. Now it's just, all right, I got a whole box of wine that came in. I put 6 out, the rest gets put away. Hooray! I'm done. So
you might make a killing. What is it? Sell liquor and get a digital comic.
Yeah. I actually, for as funny as it is, in the store we have a Walking Dead whiskey, and I brought in leftover Walking Dead comics and trades, and even then people were like, "No, I don't want it."
Oh,
It's like, no, but here I'm going to give it to you, and they're like, "Nah, I don't need it. It's okay."
Yeah, there's some titties in there. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like...
Okay.
So, how was work today? Everything pretty cool, or?
Yeah, today was just like a regular Sunday. I see like 10 people. So usually, and this is kind of great. I use my work garbage to get rid of all the boxes from the things that I buy. So there'll be a Sunday I go in and I've got like 15, G.I. Joe bats, and I'm ripping them all out of the box and throwing the cardboard away out back. And people are coming in. They're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm living my best life."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh man, so is that it for your week, dude?
Yeah, I got a couple
chill.
cool things. So I'm sure I'll
Yeah,
show
we'll
up,
go
show
into
off,
that in a minute. So yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll kind of continue on, go around how everybody's weeks are, and then we'll pop back in and do all the other stuff. So,
Yeah.
Tim, how was your week, dude?
Good or better. Like, since a few days we actually have beautiful weather over here. It's cold, near freezing here. But it's during the day it's beautiful sunshine. So I hope sometimes I really, like today I just woke up It was 1 p.m. due to the hangout and all that, and I opened up the blinds, man. I was just really like 30 seconds. I was just standing there, sun in my face.
Yeah.
Soaking that up. That was I love it. It was so good. Went to the kitchen, put up a dishwasher, and opened up the balcony. Cat went and came running over to the balcony. Went out there soaking in. And sun. It was cold, but the sun had power. Like there was a good amount
For
of.
some reason, I picture like Tim with like the Sound of Music type thing with your cat just like swirling in the field in the sunlight.
No, it wasn't quite as
The
romantic, but it was.
sound of
But it's really
music.
I'm having a fucking hard time with the bad weather now, with
Yeah.
clouds and with rain and the wetness, and like how are you used to say that currently? I need my spring wet with a quickness, So I really need that. Like it's long overdue. Week
Mhm.
overall was fine though. Little bit of a bummer went during, I don't know, it was Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe.
Mhm.
I actually called the company where I had that application going down where Dennis is, where I put some hope in, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that job is taken." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like,
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
And the thing is this. Listen up. Here's the fun part. The fun part is that they said when I had the job interview, we're gonna call you in about a week, and they didn't. And I thought, okay, it's a big company, give them a bit of time,
Mhm.
maybe it's a big selection process and whatnot. And I gave them now well over a month, and they just flat out didn't call. I told that to Dennis, and he was like, dude, it's not even that company. I hear that left and right that big companies don't even go through the hassle anymore of give anyone their fucking papers back,
Yeah.
their application papers and all that. Like that is a fucked up move. And I also like she was the secretary, and I let her feel that. Like I actually said, that is a super unsympathetic and unfriendly, also unprofessional way. I had high hopes for this. It was a great interview. I told them what it's all about, and then you even don't even get a call back. That is not the way to do business. Have a good day. And then I
Yeah.
hung up, and she was like, yeah, okay, sorry, bye."
Sounds to
Like,
me like what this happened at this one company I applied for. They
yeah,
basically put out, a listing for a job,
yeah,
but they did that because they have to, but they were going to upgrade somebody from their current position into that position. And they
uh,
just did it out of common courtesy just to say that they did. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I've
but
had
it's
So
that
still,
happen before.
but it's still
in
fucked up,
well,
What
in
you
the
were saying?
corporate world, I was gonna
Yeah,
say in the corporate world, and unfortunately I've been in it a few times. They'll post that because somebody in the company is getting promoted, but because of the way it works, they only post it because that one person in there has to apply for it.
Yeah,
yeah,
So,
that's
maybe.
why.
and yeah, like like Jason's saying, sometimes it's they have to go through the motions to be all political about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
stupid.
quite honestly, guys, to me, it's that's just not an apology. I had the
Oh yeah,
I
information.
no,
agree
yeah,
100%.
Like,
yeah.
I had the information. People would speak to me after a week, and you were just
Mhm.
swatted away like a bad like a shithouse fly, man. Like, you were nothing. You were nothing. Like, you were actually putting hope into something, and these guys don't even go through the hassle of they don't even have to type the fucking number. They can copy it right out of Outlook and put it into their system, and then have the phone selected or call you for it. And so, I don't know. Like that pissed me off big time. But then the weather came around,
Sorry to
and
hear that, dude.
dude, it's all okay. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of corporate either. So currently, quite honestly, like I'm just doing me. Like I'm doing my shop. That's what I'm doing during the week. Like a lot of orders coming in. We're now starting with legacy. So yeah, that was my week. Pretty chill anyway, but good amount of fun. And now even more so since I can actually pack up Magic Square Devastator, get that shit
Yeah.
away from me.
Oh, we'll talk. We should talk about that too. That was pretty funny. So,
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do. Yeah, it's lovely.
oh
What
man,
about you, man?
Well,
Grumpy Jewel.
a little bit. Um, as y'all know, for like the last 2 weeks was
Mhm.
kind of weird for as far as my health was concerned.
Yeah.
I was on and off with like whatever the hell it was, strong coughing, sometimes no coughing, and then back to strong coughing again. And then right when I, and I got asked to assist my Funko Pop buddy to work his booth in the Rocket Con last week.
Nice.
I wasn't exactly really up to it. It's just like I was healthy enough to do it, but other
Okay.
than that, I would have much rather rested a little bit longer. But you kind of feel pressured after somebody says, "Come on, man." I'm like, okay.
Yo,
You know?
yo, there's a textbook thing you can do. You can also say no all the time.
No means no.
No means no. And if you're
Yeah,
not
but-
good, Ralphie is sick today, so he says he's taking a rain check. You can always do that. I mean, it honors you, quite frankly, it honors you. But if you're not good, I don't know. Know how I mean?
I don't know. I was just like, he was just, all right, I'll help. Because here's one of the main reasons why too. Like, oh, this is gonna sound so bad, but he's also my ticket to getting into SDCC. So if I could,
That
know what I'm saying?
information I was missing. That information I was missing. Okay.
so I had to, so like I have to kind of demonstrate that I'm a reliable enough,
Well, to be
staffer.
fair, that's why I still have a diamond account.
Oh.
Because
Nice.
you never know, right? Because you
Right,
never know.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I changed your name there for this week.
Boy.
Nice.
Man, because these tickets, you guys know how expensive these
Yeah, they are.
SDCC
They are.
tickets are. They're like $100+ bucks. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You better start. You better start. Nothing but pops and Coco, like on your OnlyFans there.
Yeah.
Right or something.
Maybe since I just rewatched that, maybe go on that Sherlock Holmes diet, like I don't know, drinking formaldehyde and being on a diet of cocoa leaves.
Oh God, Jesus.
It's been a wild last. I mean, this whole gosh damn month has just been wild for me, man. Between that and my mom having to emergency go to Hawaii because I don't think my aunt's gonna make it.
Damn, dude. Sorry to hear
It's just
that.
been So now I got to babysit Pops this week. So it's gonna be interesting figuring out whether Dad wants Taco Bell or because I can't cook. So Dad's gotta it's gotta be Taco Bell.
You're
or,
like, Dad,
Jack
there
in
is
the
something
Box,
called
man."
DoorDash. You should probably use it.
You don't
Yeah,
know.
good idea.
You don't know how to
Taco
use
Bell
no
or
kind of
cereal?
technology, bro.
Yo,
like,
that's a bad call though. Like I just ate the leftovers of my actual taco casserole I did a few weeks back. Like, oh, that was good, man.
I mean,
There
my dad
wasn't
likes
any
Taco
mold
Bell.
on it, was it? Like,
Nope.
right.
Nope. It was all good.
Well, we'll find out if he starts throwing up halfway through this.
yeah.
Like when I was
Excuse me. Ah!
when I was at the middle, the casserole opened up. Hey, hi.
Magic Square Devastator.
Right.
I want to get to this. I want to get to this Magic Square Devastator because I love him.
Oh, dude, there's a whole inside joke with him and I about it. We're gonna talk about it here in a bit. So
That was good, Magic Square.
oh man, so is that the rest of your week, dude, or is that pretty much it?
No, a little bit. A lot of what happened to me over the week, I was
Mhm.
freaked the fuck out, guys. I'm not gonna lie. When the Ukraine thing was, started to become a thing, I was like, oh man, really?
Dude, it
Holy
was freaky
shit.
watching this shit.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, it's not simply just that. There's
No,
a
it's
whole
not.
lot of other things gonna happen depending on what happens there, right?
Yeah,
But there's also that it's good that you talk about this because what people don't see there is a probable impending another nuclear crisis looming because the Russians just took Chernobyl, so the rest of Chernobyl is still active and, for power. So this stuff could still breach. Like the plant number 4 is all dead and all. It's got the sarcophagus and all that. But the rest of Chernobyl is still an active nuclear
Yep.
plant.
Yep.
Well, so here's the thing, and I had this conversation with someone today about it. The Chernobyl, yes, that's kind of scary. But once they enter into that circle around Chernobyl, then it actually becomes I forget it, like an international incident or something,
Right.
because it's protective land,
Exactly.
and it's got the I think so. I read, I don't know if it's true, but they have dire wolves.
There are mutations running around.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, big time.
But it's not like crazy, not like a third head or whatever, or second head. I don't know why there's already second head, but I know the whole thing is that there's
Cerberus running around.
Yeah, there's plant life and animals that don't exist anywhere else in the world, so it became like a protective land. So
Wow.
that's
that, and
that's
also Putin is also sending in all these people, and those guys, if they're actually entering Chernobyl, those guys are gonna die, and not even only in a few years, maybe next year or in 2, because in Chernobyl itself, the radiation is still fucking strong. In the basement, you have the so-called elephant foot, like this combination of steel and cement and bore, and that is. And they have a photograph where 2 guys actually are in the near vicinity of it, like I don't know, 3-4 foot.
They took video evidence of or something, wasn't it? And they got sick real bad.
Exactly that, and these 2 guys, they look like fucking ghosts. The radiation is still this high, several thousand Röntgens, that the photograph didn't pick up directly. So if these guys come near any of that, like his army is just like. They're gonna die like a bad rash, being on the ointment.
If I was around that area, I would have been in the outskirts just a little bit to see if like the mutation would give me an extra 2 inches. I mean, I could have used another 2 inches for my leg.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
But it would reverse. It would.
Yeah, but you're.
Right?
He would have an innie, not an outie.
That would be terrible. Then that would be a horrible mutation.
He wouldn't have to talk in the mirror anymore.
But hey, otherwise, Slade is right. Like there are mutations, like there are red leaves now and all that shit. Like, but that is disturbing shit. Like a friend of mine, what you said when it actually started, he sent me a video of the rocket that actually hit that skyscraper, where this gaping hole. That was a fucking explosion, dude. Like this is, if there was ever a situation where something like the Rock with a kind of special ops Navy POC Team 6 group sniper shit is actually needed, it would be that.
Well,
like snipe that guy away.
I was thinking
go ahead.
I was just thinking about things from a different perspective. Like if Russia becomes emboldened to continue that kind of activity, that means
it's going to make other people think they're going to do the same.
They can do that. Like we can do that to Taiwan and the Philippines. Maybe. And I was like, fuck! I wanted to put my collection in the Philippines, and now it's not safe.
If that's your only concern.
Fuck humanity! I'm talking about my collection here, sir. It's very important.
Hey, you just need to do what I did, and you need to invest in a nice bomb shelter that you built in your backyard.
There you go.
That just houses your collection.
That's awesome.
But it's actually a good point. Like, but from an economic standpoint, like speaking, Putin doesn't have the resources. Like he doesn't. Like economically, Russia is poor. Like if the rest of the world says, "Yo, fuck this dude, he's not gonna get 1 cent anymore," Russia doesn't have long, and these people will also walk over to us or anywhere else.
That's what I was worried about too. Like I was thinking,
cut off the
oil.
oil.
About Poland and Germany, y'all are right next door, and I was like,
But no, for real though, the most serious thing we have to ask ourselves is when Putin runs out of his military, when does he send in the dancing bears in the mini cars?
Man, not only
Can
that,
you
I
just
was-
imagine a fleet of them coming in just out of nowhere, just a group like the elves of Lord of the Rings, just coming up over the hill in the little mini cars.
Oh, God.
Interesting picture.
This is what I was thinking of too. Like for America, I was like, well, if World War III starts, these Twitter guys, their feelings get hurt so badly. I don't know if they can handle a war.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, man, let's see all of y'all, you know, woke fools get drafted and see how y'all handle warfare.
Oh my God. I don't
Like,
know.
like
I don't know
actual
if any-
warfare.
Hey!
Actual warfare.
You didn't use my pronouns properly, comrade.
Wow.
Where's
Sorry,
the store
so
that?
sorry,
Where's
so
the store
sorry.
that? Where's the store that I can buy my skins at?
Yeah. Dude. But
When do I
you
get?
said,
When do
like-
I get the Halo upgrade?
Where's my prestige? Where's my prestige mode?
Hey,
What
but
do I
for
get for
real,
these
like,
gamer points? What do
Yeah.
these
But for
gamer
real,
points get me?
but for real, like what you said, you know, like some people will get the fuck off. Like, what the hell? She, her, comrade. How do you want to call that? Like, there's no female pronoun for comrade. Comrade.
No.
Like,
They read.
Yeah, like, I can see it all now. Look, Sergeant, you're not using my proper pronouns. How can
Oh
I
my
fight without proper
Oh my
pronouns?
God.
Emotional damage.
Oh my God.
and
When
Twitter
they
will
say
be
they
all
are
like-
coming, is there a lot of them, or is just that fool right there? When they say they are them, is it a platoon of guys, or just that one dude that's weird?
I mean, if Twitter wouldn't be a cesspool
Could
you-
anymore already,
could you
like
s-
it will be now.
What's that?
I said if Twitter is not going to be a cesspool anyhow, it will be now.
Dude, can you just imagine someone going in and be like, yo, where's my controller? Where do I start?
Dude,
Like,
Yeah.
This is the one time I wish cancel culture works. Like where they go, you know what? This war, these people canceled,
Yeah, cancel that shit.
and everybody behaves. That'd be tight.
Well, I think the best TikTok I saw was they were like it was somebody just being like, oh, this is how the war's gonna be, and it just shows, it says the furries are already dead because they were drafted, and then it
Yeah.
has the COD players going, we're surrounded, we don't know what to do, and then it says the heroes, because it's playing the hero will save us, and it's all the gym rats who are coked up and all this stuff, and they're just walking in, just beating the crap out of everybody.
that's awesome.
I already also saw a give or only a meme, like, due to current COVID standards, World War III has been moved to Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh God.
How
We're
would-
gonna
you know,
play Battleship. For
that's a whole other dimension too. Like, are we
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
we can fight? Do we fight with or without our masks on?
right?
With
Just say
very, very important with.
it's not safe to go out there without our masks.
They don't need
Yeah,
a gun, just run in and cough. Like drive like they could just run around crop dusting people, just run around farting, like, you know.
Didn't Putin say something against North Korea? Like I heard Putin said something against North Korea, and someone was like, "Yeah, no, don't do that."
Yeah.
Just,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if you do it like this, you know, you already have two. You have like the usual, and for sniping, you even have the silent.
Silent but deadly.
Just spitballs. I
That
got
was
the
my week,
spitballs
though,
covered
Jay.
in my spit.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That was my week, Jay. So yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I guess
I'm
that's
sorry,
me.
folks. I got
I don't know how
carried
to come back from that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
try to follow that up.
Good luck, sir. Good luck. You can do it.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Good luck. I'm not going to assume your pronouns,
fuck all that shit. Like,
fellow being. Just saying.
Ruski.
right? Call me by the right one, Dick. No, I'm just kidding.
Comrade Lowery.
Oh shit! Almost made Slade fucking spit his water out. Caught him off guard on that one. No, but my week was all right. You know, it was kind of chill. You know, didn't do too much work. You know how it is. Kind of did a little bit of internet trolling here a bit. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yay, trolling.
And but outside of that, you know, we did the Saturday. Actually, Tim and I just happened to be last night a guest on MPSP. And it was pretty cool, like, you know, hanging out with everybody, with Brammer and them, live, just bullshitting, having a good old time.
Yep.
And it was fun, dude, you know, to get to see some people there and hanging out and having some good discussions. Dude, it was like an old school, like,
that was
an old school. It's kind of like back in high school, like, you know, when all the buddies got together and it was like everybody, or no, right out of high school, when all the buddies got together and you're drinking, just having a good old time and just anything went, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it felt. That was,
yeah. So it was pretty cool. But other than that, today we dropped the SUV off to go get undercoating and stuff put on it next week. And then pretty much outside of that, that was about it. So
nice.
That was my week. It was pretty chill.
Okay. Very
so,
cool.
do we want to go into hauls?
Yes, but first, there's a question to be had. Slade, you know what time it is?
It's prime time. Oh,
there you go. There you go.
Oh my god.
Prime time.
There you go.
There we go.
Damn it! I need to have like an Optimus Prime GIF like popping up on that shit. Oh my god!
I was trying to do that a lot smoother with my arm, but it didn't really.
Yeah.
I was trying to tilt it, and it tilted the wrong way.
Or an Amazon Prime truck.
I like how you got your phone as a widescreen picture, like the bigger scale. The whole room, every wall has just shit on it. I like that.
Oh my god!
It's awesome,
no
dude.
Idea. I'm not even going to show you the rest of my room. It's oh god.
Dude, you want to hear something funny? This is right here like this. This is the angle where my room looks good. I'm not kidding.
The other side is swings and the sex dungeon where Tim's is at. So
cancel.
You can't see he's got that's who they're going to send to Russia, by the way. Is Chuck Norris. They're just gonna drop him. He's just gonna hit the ground.
Just drop him. That's it. Nothing else. Yeah. I've seen that movie, Missing in Action, and fucking.
I was just thinking sidekicks, you know.
Sidekicks, yeah.
Why did someone else think sidekicks at the same time?
That was actually a very solid movie. Sidekicks was good.
It was, surprisingly enough, yeah.
Like better than Psycho Gorman.
Oh, dude, that's a good one too.
Oh, I don't know if it's good. I don't know.
It's so bad, it's good.
What about Wonderland or Wonderworld?
Oh, that was good too.
Yeah.
He doesn't say a single word in it. He just grunts. And he drinks some kind of cocaine-fueled power drink and beats up dolls.
Oh, Nick Cage, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was a good movie, surprisingly.
It sounds like a sequel to Mandy. Like still being
think about it like a rundown Chuck E. Cheese that he's going in to fix, and then come to find out everything's possessed by fucking demons.
Yeah.
But Chuck Norris, Chuck Jesus, God damn it.
Not only demons, but child rapist demons.
Yeah, I know.
And there's children in there.
Up. Yeah.
They're trying to kill kids.
I mean, you know, Psycho Gorman, like, actually, a friend of mine actually picked up the Digipack, like the media book version with comic part and all that shit. And he brought that with himself over to me, and we watched that, and we were both at the end like, what the hell? Yeah, the media book is beautiful. That looks good.
You're like, what the fuck did I just waste my life on? Like,
exactly. 2 hours I will never get back, man.
Did anybody ever see Tusk?
I did. That movie was hard to watch.
I need to watch that, Jill.
The best part about that movie is you literally, if you watch it, it's halfway in. And they've said it. It's exactly halfway in when that old guy, he's sitting in the chair and he turns his head and his face goes from smiling to, and then he turns and looks at Justin Long, and then the movie becomes a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's so
Yeah.
messed up. And it really is. It left me like really like at the end.
It
of it,
fucked
being
with
like,
you a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, I need to check that. I don't know about it.
but
it's that three-peat. Like I know. Did he ever do the third one? I can't remember.
The truth is, I did not see that coming out of Kevin Smith at all. It was a really dark movie. This movie was so dark.
Smith.
Yeah, it's a Kevin Smith film. It's a horror flick.
It was so dark.
And it's part of the True North trilogy.
Yeah, so they were supposed to do Moose Jaws, right? But I don't think they ever did it. He also did Yoga Hosers, which was kind of like a spoof horror film.
Yoga Hoser.
Well, you know that Johnny Depp is in Tusk.
Yeah,
and he plays the old French guy, but that's what connects all those movies together.
It's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it's Johnny Depp, and he plays the same character, and I think that you said Yoga House, yoga, and then there's another one he does it.
And Moose Jaws is somewhat, I don't know, on Wikipedia it transfers back to the True North trilogy, so I don't know what about.
He never finished it for some reason. He didn't do the third one.
Yeah,
I think Tusk just didn't get received well.
Yeah,
which is to be it's unfair because that movie really is a horror classic. Really,
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's messed up. I mean, that's the tough thing is like you get a movie like that that's so good, and the niche of us really like it, but then the rest of the world's like, what the fuck
is this?
Fuck?
It's kind of like the Human Centipede. That's fucked up and it's awesome, but then there's a lot of people that hate it because it's so fucking weird.
So I saw that,
and they did 3 of them.
Yeah.
Do you know the backstory on that movie?
Go ahead.
Oh my God. So I don't know why I know all this, but so the guy who plays the bad guy in that first movie, which I saw opening day at midnight, his name is Dieter Laser. Real name. It's his real name.
Yeah.
So in that movie, the actor signed a contract giving him creative rights to the second movie. The trick was, obviously, this is a spoiler, they kill him in the first movie. So in real life, Dieter Laser sued the director because he was supposed to be in the following movie. And what he did was they sued him to make that third movie, which is why he's in that third movie.
That's right.
And in that third movie is actually, they talk about, I'm the real actor from the first movie, because the second one is all about the guy who is sexually aroused by it and he tries to create on his own. The third one is about the actor who's pissed off about the 2 movies creating one in India.
Yeah. But dude, those movies were fucking wild. Like my favorite picture ever is from the first film where it shows all of them in the diaper looking shit, and then all of a sudden it says there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
Oh, dude.
The best name of a character in that was my sweet 3-hound.
Oh, God.
Real talk. I bought all 3 movies. Didn't watch a single one of them.
What?
That's
I bought it when it came out, but because of it's just not my kind of like I love to the idea of being able to own and watch a movie that's just so whatever's. But that genre might have just been a little too much for me, for my sensibilities to do.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Tusk was one of those movies that tricked me because I didn't think it was going to be that kind of movie because it's Kevin Smith, right?
Oh, yeah.
And when it turned out to be that kind of movie, it even reinforced my desire to probably not watch.
Feed her. Feed her.
Feed.
That is just bad. But I'm with Yul actually. Like I have like a few mindsets. I think I want to see a figure from every third party company just to know what they're actually about. And same
Yeah.
with the movie, like I want to
God.
see even
Don't give
how
me a Tusk
horrible.
action figure.
Yeah, but sometimes also with movies, like I want to see certain movies just to know what it's talked about. That's also when I actually read the Bible for a second time back in my day when I was still in the bars for metal shit, when all the youngsters were going around and talking bullshit, religious bullshit, and I was like, okay, you gotta put your balls to the wall here. Either way, you're just saying, dude, I don't know any of that shit, or you're gonna go in and you want to talk about it. And that's also going back to the movies, is why I watched the Serbian film, and that
No,
also,
no, yeah, I can't do it. I heard that
that
was
was a rough
probably
movie.
the craziest
Wait,
movie that.
wait. What Serbian movie?
That's what it's
You-
called. A Serbian movie. It's
You
a
don't know
Serbian
the
film.
you don't know the Serbian movie,
It's
like
the
a
most-
Serbian movie.
I
It's-
may. I mean, I had a friend he desensitized me to horror movies because he made me watch all the zombie movies. He wouldn't let me close my eyes during Zombie 2 when the lady gets her eye
Watch
poked
it.
out.
Watch it.
Oh my
This-
god.
This movie is probably the most. I didn't watch it, but everybody who loves to watch depraved movies of my friends say that this movie is pretty fucking depraved.
Yeah.
I don't
that is
know.
the-
I
that
mean,
is
have
one
you
good
guys
great
watched
fucking movie.
any Japanese like cult horror movie like Itchy
The guy-
Killer?
No. Yeah. No, I
Guinea
watch those.
Pig,
I'm okay with that.
yeah.
I'm telling you, my friends who watch Serbian film said that there is nothing. There is not one gosh damn thing that compares to how this this film is.
Oh.
That's true.
Isn't there
That's
one like on Netflix called a Serbian Film or something, or is that something
It's
different?
Yeah,
it's
well,
not on, it's not
Yeah.
on Netflix.
That's
It's
about
not
the
on
porn
Netflix.
star, right? The Serbian Film or something like that.
Yeah,
No,
but there's
no.
I believe there's a heavily edited like cut version on Amazon.
Mhm.
You can watch it, but an uncut version is pretty hard to come by now.
It's kind of like watching Faces of Death from back in the day. Like
Yeah,
so
and also
fucked up
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't want to turn away. Like
Exactly, and guinea pig too. Like this is also some stuff, and that's I watched it once, and I'm good for that now. Like I'm actually good for it now. But
You're
otherwise,
brave, sir, because I could not touch that film after.
dude, it's
send me a link. I'll watch it again.
yeah, no, no. I actually watched it on a hard copy. I had it as a loan. I do not own it. I do not own it.
Those are one of the movies I would own but never watch either, just because it's that. I'm like, I got it, but I'm not touching it.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you just have fucked up shit at home. Like I enjoy, for example, I enjoy Nicholas Winding Refn and the very different genres he can actually do, like Drive or Only
Mhm.
God Forgives, and then also on the other side like Pusher. I don't own that because there are not good versions out there. And the Neon Demon. The Neon Demon has an excellent soundtrack. But those are pretty fucked up movies. One of the most fucked up movies I actually watched were Thanatomorphosis, which is a art movie which maybe has a dozen line in it, not more. Friend of mine actually bought that over in the UK, and it is
Yeah.
about a very toxic relationship, and the woman is super depressed during that, and the depression and her anxiety transfers over to her body, and she starts to rot while she's still alive. Yeah, and spoiler alert: the film ends.
Talk
with
about
her
rotting
being-
inside out. Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. But the movie ends with her being totally decomposed and just splattering to the floor. That's the
Ooh.
end.
Hmm.
That's also rough to
That's
look
pretty
at movie.
brave.
But
Well, let's
but
change the subject here a little bit.
maybe
Let's
yeah.
get on
so
some
they're
toy
brave.
hauls real quick, right? And then we'll get into some crazy shit.
Yeah, good idea.
Slade, why don't you? Right. Slade. So, what'd you get for the week?
Well, let's see here. I did get in. I mean, it's unfortunately it's in the other room, but I got in the blue guy of this, the MMC blue one they did that was the
the Hellion.
exclusive.
Hmm.
Yeah, the exclusive that you couldn't get, or it didn't show up in Canada.
Mhm.
Is this
And-
supposed to be a
and-
Diaclone one or something?
Yeah, well, it's there's a blue one, and then I have some insider information. There might be another one coming out for this show. But yeah, so they did Cliff Jumper. They did this blue one. It's supposed to be Diaclone, and then I got the 2 tapes that they did, the MMC clear version of Rumble and Frenzy.
Mhm.
I actually got 2 sets of each because I like sometimes to have those in one display and then in another.
Yeah.
And then I actually have coming in the mail today, funny enough, and this is something that if you guys have been looking for a good 112 car, it's going to sound very weird, but my friend showed me on Amazon. It's the Bratz doll car,
Yeah.
but it's have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's
someone sent a picture, but I haven't actually seen it in person. So
yeah, that's what's on its way in 10 stops from my house now. But my friend got it, and all he did was he had to modify it a little bit by taking out I think it had on the inside some sparkly things, and he's like, it just pops out. But then he's been posting pictures of Wolverine and Professor X on a drive, and putting other figures in it, and it fits them really well.
So are we talking like Car, the night
Yeah,
automatic robot?
send me a link real quick, and I'll pop it up.
Yeah, let me jump to it.
That would be super cool. 112 Car. I got the Jada Toys Hollywood Rides version of Kid and Car, and they are a little bit on the low rider side, but they are good overall, and I believe they are 125. So they fit in pretty well with actual truck models. They are light up and all that, so that's good. But I mean, 112 is cool, man. I gotta say.
Yeah, it's not very often you see 112 scaled cars.
Exactly.
Oh shit! Yeah. So this is the same exact one. Uh-oh. Speak again real quick.
Oh, it's on sale. Oh, now is that better?
You
You may
are
have
a
to-
protocol droid, are you not?
Yeah, right.
You sound like kind of a Cylon or Dollar Tree Soundwave or something.
You are a protocol droid, are you not?
Hey, just say exterminate real quick.
Exterminate.
That is a good dialect for you. That is a good dialect.
It sounds like a dialect. You might want to pop out and pop back in real quick.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Dude, we had that a few weeks back with Renee. That was fucking awesome. Like he popped in, yo, how's my audio?
All right, so here's that car. So let me change my shit.
That is not car. That is not car. That is a car.
So here's the one that he sent. So a lot of people are actually customizing this for are you back?
There you go.
Whoa.
There you go. You're good now.
Much better.
Yeah, better.
Okay. Everybody's in very slow motion. Can you hear me right?
Oh
Yeah.
Fine.
You should hear it on my end. It's very odd.
Oh wow. If you need to reboot, go ahead, dude. It's not a problem.
I have to come up.
Is it sure that it's us, or did he take some, I don't know, some certain chemicals?
Yeah. But no, so people are actually using this car for Harley Quinn and Joker.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there he is. He might be back. Hang on. Can
Better
you hear
now?
us now?
Everybody's on my end is slow motion.
Huh.
Interesting.
Okay, so if we are already slow motion to him, then we should talk even slower.
When he comes back, just stare. Just stare.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this.
Can you hear me?
You
All
what?
Sorry, Slade. We're just joking around. Just pop back in. You may need to reboot, dude.
Dude, that's a typical way to do shit.
I know I did. I'm such an asshole. My bad.
I tried my best not to laugh in the middle of trying to maintain the.
Did you?
I mean,
when I did that and I
frozen
stopped.
look.
Oh, here you go.
There we go. I
There we
had to
go.
shut everything down.
Okay.
Okay.
No, so what happened was the last time you popped in, I said something and then I paused and then I finished the rest of the sentence. And so, and all of a sudden you bounced out and we all start cracking up because, like, at this last time I messed with you, but the other times before we didn't. So,
Yeah.
No.
but
On
anyway,
my
so now
end-
you're back.
But the
Okay.
last time we essentially did the classic Wayne's World 2. Pocket with eyeballs.
Yeah, that's what I just did. Yeah. The funny thing was they were trying to keep a straight face when I did it that time. But anyway.
Oh my God. On my end,
but-
on my end, it was just you guys going.
That's what it sounded like you were just a second ago. That's why I said say exterminate, and you sound like a dialect. It was funny.
Yeah.
Um,
And I also said the next time you would pop in when we were already slow-mo, then we should talk.
Oh,
even
that'd be messed up.
slower.
oh man, can you just imagine us trying to sound like the chipmunks, try to speed up just to try to talk? Like... But anyway, so here's the car he shared, the Bratz doll car.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, and a lot of people have been using this for 12 scale Harley Quinn and Joker. They made like a purple one, a black one. What color is this? Is this gray or red?
It read.
Okay, I'm red colorblind, so I'm not an asshole.
It's as red as they come. It's a really sherry red.
Look at that.
And I believe all those things are like stickers you can put on. But yeah, my
Yeah.
friend, he's done it up where it just looks awesome. And I've been dying for, like, every time I find a 112 car, they're always like $800.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people are buying these just for that, and it's what?
$35. It's on
$34
sale
right now.
Yeah. It was 60 like a week ago.
Yeah, that got added
Wow.
to my Amazon cart.
Okay.
I might paint it.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I've been painting and customizing things ever since I started doing those classes at TFCon.
Mhm.
I've been having a blast doing stuff like that, and I've got a figure that I'm working on right now to kind of show off. And when we get to talk about TFCon, I'll show you the thing that I have. But to kind of show off what I made for everybody.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. So, did you get anything else in? I know you said you were going to get you're expecting a package.
Yes, well, it was that car, so it's outside.
If you want to run out and grab it real quick, you're fine. I can cut out this.
Oh, no.
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, it's all right. I have plenty of other things to show. So.
Well, no, I meant so someone doesn't take it. If you want to run out and grab
Oh no,
it real
no, no!
quick, or nothing like.
My
Oh,
neighbor.
okay.
I'm in a good neighborhood, so.
Because yeah, what we do is we pre-record and then I edit afterwards and upload it Thursday. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So go ahead. What else did you say you had?
All right, so, and you guys are the first to see this besides Duncan from the class and the ages 3 and up guys. But I had, let's see if you can see it. I'm gonna kind of go through it. So, it's a chainsaw sword.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
And what I did was, I mean, it's the same on both sides. But this right here is based off the swords that all the like drifts and those characters have. Because
Mhm.
before it was like a cylinder, and I'm like, that's never going to work. It won't catch their hands. If it's a hand that does this, it won't work. So I've been playing around with it with the colors that the class has. So I kind of painted it.
Nice.
I did a couple.
Good.
Yeah. And I used the paint pens, but. So everybody in class is going to get one of these to go with the figure that they're going to announce soon.
Mhm.
And they're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because I like the crowds, I like the people."
Yeah.
The best thing about TFCon was, my first year was in Ruston, and I just remember going and being, it's one of the first times I went and did a trip by myself, and I'm like, screw it, I'm going to do it. I love Transformers. I want to go check it out. And I just remember walking up to some random group of people sitting at the restaurant there that everyone would eat at, Panera. And I was like,
oh yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hey, there's nowhere to sit. Can I just sit with you guys? And these guys were like, sure. And I've hung out with them at every convention since.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, because we met at TF cons and we've been hanging out like kind of ever since too. Yeah.
That's also what I've been feeling like. I was there in Chicago 2018. Like that's the first time I ever flew. The first time I went overseas. Like everything, from Germany it's 8.5 hours. So my knees were hating life. I'm 6'4", and then on economy, you can fuck that right up. But that was I met Jason the first time. Like there were so many people I haven't seen at all, and it was just an amazing time. Like everybody's so super chill, and you can hang out with whomever you want to. Just I miss that, and we actually have a date now for our German Transformers convention in September. So we got to stand there. I'm looking so much forward to that.
Nice. Yeah, I think if I go to fly next, I'm gonna have to get like in first class or 2 seats because my shoulders are broad as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm a big dude, so
yeah, you are.
Anyway,
I did not call you fat. I did not call you fat.
That's what I heard. You fly out there and beat them up.
Of course.
Get your.
I look like Godzilla sitting in a seat. Like
I'm getting my fat ass is becoming too wide for a plane at some point.
Have you seen the Kevin Smith photo where like he's literally? Oh no, not Kevin Smith. That big dude sitting in the aisle seat, and he's literally just this ginormous guy, like huge. Yeah,
dude. When Beth and I, funny story. Beth and I, we went to the Cayman Islands a few years ago for a wedding, and they gave me an aisle seat. But the problem is I'm so broad that I was sitting on the end seat, and Bethany was just on the inside, and I was on the outside seat. But half my body, my shoulders were hanging out of the aisle, and every time they went by with that cart, I kept getting smacked in the shoulder with the cart.
Oh. Dude, yeah. I mean, planes and all are really cool, But hey, if it wasn't be for the blanket that they always put on the spot,
your knees would be rubbed together.
Dude, like not even that. My knees would have been one melted thing with the seat in front of me because I was really seat, knees, and I just pressed a blanket between it.
Those seats, you cannot let your nuts breathe at all, dude. Like
no, absolutely not. Like I got up so often. I believe 6 or 7 times during the flight, and otherwise I just binged off movies. Like
what happens? You go to get off, and you have to immediately adjust because like your bean and Franks are all flipped around and shit. Like,
dude, you get up and you're like,
hey man, that's why you got to travel in comfortable clothes. I never expect that, even if I get there at like 9 a.m., I'm changing in the hotel room. I have travel clothes that are loose and dirty already, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what Jay said. Like, man. As soon as I was able to get up, I was like, yeah, breathe, boys, breathe.
So bad. So anyways, what else did you get? Or was that it, or?
Well, so I haven't gotten anything this week, but I'm gearing up for TFCon. I'm actually really excited because I really liked this guy, the MMC, and they just announced today the recolor of him.
Yeah, I just saw that on their page today.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's funny too because I love the gun that it comes with, and of course
that
you can make
gun.
you can. It's designed that the end comes out, so it's actually like a long pistol.
Oh, okay.
Which I
so it's kind of like Yule in Chernobyl.
Yeah. No, wait. Here he is. Ready?
Oh, damn.
This is him. Watch. There you go. It's an innie now.
Yeah.
But I love the stubby gun. And I was trying to get someone to sell me a second one because I want him to dual wield it. And now
that's the episode name, Chernobyl Mutation.
Chernobyl dual wielding.
Oh, I like that.
2 inches of fury.
An extra 2 inches of fury.
Or a combination, Chernobyl innie.
Oh God.
Oh.
You know what? With everything going on right now, maybe we maybe we might not want to put that in the name.
I know we'll get canceled so badly. Like, dude, really? In the midst of World War
Yeah, we'll
III,
figure it out.
you guys
So,
joke
Slade, what
about
we'll
it?
do is, as we get like long running jokes throughout the episode, that'll actually eventually end up becoming the name of the episode, and I'll also make like a little meme GIF picture of all of us on it. So,
Oh god. It's
anyway.
gonna end up being -2. The Chernobyl story.
Oh God.
Or we'll call it a Serbian Film Part 2.
Oh
That's an episode.
no.
A Serbian Film Part 2.
Serbian
Anyway.
film, The Elephant Foot.
There you go. There you go.
In Russia, -2 you. That
Oh man.
Holy hell.
But yeah, so what else did you get? Was that pretty much it? And
yeah,
then we'll go
I
and
mean,
transfer the
as
other
far
guys too.
as- Yeah, as far as like stuff that I got in the mail, that was it.
That's awesome. I think we broke Coco.
Yeah.
Speaking
saw
of that,
something.
why don't we go to him? There we go.
I got it. I got the episode. The Human Centimeter.
Oh,
Would it be?
I'm not making that picture. I'm not making that picture. If it is, I'm in the front.
But that means
That-
that means
All right, Tim, write that down. Write that down, dude. The human centimeter.
Got it.
feed him.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm so bad. Sorry about that.
See, dude, Slade, we get on here and bullshit. It's just like hanging out with the guys, dude.
And again, it's on radio. If someone swears, you dump out.
Yeah.
So
Dump out.
God damn.
I got a present from Les. Les hooked me up when you got in the episode. We were talking about Hot Wheels and Grogu, and he got it from me. I was like, dude. That was
Yeah,
so
he
cool.
hit me up. Shout out to Les.
I know.
As soon as he was on the episode and saw that you wanted it, they grabbed it right away and they asked for your address.
I was
Les is
so
a good
sick.
dude.
It was him and his uncle Tim that got that for you.
Thanks, guys.
So
You guys are
how
great.
many people believe that Grogu, when he was given that choice, he flips off Luke, grabs his outfit, and runs away?
He's like, I want my chain.
So
held
it's kind of
in.
like what Disney's doing now. Oh wait.
Uh,
So yeah, I'm gonna start with a couple of things that I picked up. One of them, the bigger one, was box lunch exclusive Funko Pop.
Now, what
Very
exactly is
definitely
box
cool.
lunch exclusive?
Yeah.
Box Lunch is a store in one of the malls that I think, and
Oh,
there's
okay,
stickers,
yeah.
Box Lunch exclusive. It's their exclusive. And this is Nezuko from Demon Slayer. She's
Nice.
That's a nice set.
the demon sister that's our protagonist has in his backpack. And
So
so,
is she a demon slayer sister or a demon sister slayer?
both.
Okay.
She's the demon slayer sister who happens to slay demons too, because yeah, she's a good demon, kind of.
is she
Interesting.
a sister, mister?
I also
Maybe.
meant like
I
I
can't
also
assume
meant
anymore.
I also meant like sister slayer in a promiscuous way, maybe.
Probably.
We do not condone what type of sexual acts that Tim is into. No, I'm just kidding.
Or and I got
Oh, cool.
Sauron, the eyes of
Nice.
had to get him because he's gosh damn Sauron. So
hmm
next I got Green Giant, just because when you're an 80s kid.
Nice.
Green
Green giant.
Giant.
That's not my
Right.
Hulk.
Mhm. And this one, I have to admit, this movie messed me up bad, really bad. Like I felt so bad after watching this movie that I had to watch something really fun to wipe the taint
Are
of like how bad the movie
are there Serbian movie Funko Pops out there?
Oh, no, not
Oh
quite.
god.
This is a little more tame. The Witch.
Oh
Black
yeah,
Phillip.
dude, that movie's a fucked up movie.
Yeah, it
So-
really is.
Thing? Black Phillip.
Mhm.
I do
You want to hear
not know
something
racist.
about
really
that.
bad?
Was
Right. So my friend watched that movie and oh god. My friend watched that movie and was so freaked out because of the goat. I would randomly go over his house and put a goat picture on his window.
Oh my god.
So he'd wake up or something and he'd look out the window and it's just a picture of the goat and I'd just get like, fuck you.
Did you say it was a bad joke or what? Like,
When I picked up this pop, I felt a whole lot better about things because it's so cute. Black Phillip's so cute in this Funko Pop form that it's hard to be scared anymore or felt bad.
Well, until
what is-
it's gonna show up on like shelf 1 and then tomorrow will be on shelf 3. You'll wake up, it'll be in the bathroom.
it'll be sitting on his chest tomorrow looking at him like
But
I know.
what's the story about that fucking goat and why is the witch spoken with 2 V's? Like, huh?
Let me tell you this, Tim. By the time you finish watching that movie, if you think anything like me at all, you'll be so depressed that you're gonna want to watch a movie that was really joyful to make you feel better about the entire situation. Because if there was ever a movie where I felt evil had completely and utterly won in every single facet, this was
oh
it.
yeah.
This movie
yeah.
made me feel like, oh my gosh, evil had.
Oh, I want to
completely
watch this
totally
movie.
won.
I hate that all movies have a happy ending. I want to see evil triumph.
Oh yeah, that
Well,
to me is why
it's a Scott Snyder. It's from
Yeah.
Scott Snyder because it's
Mhm.
based on his comic.
Okay,
The Witch.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch that. I need to watch that. Like the thing is, I'm pretty immune to stuff like depression, anxiety, and also addiction. So I can watch that.
Yeah,
Except
that actually-
masturbating. You got to throw that out the window.
He's not addicted to cocaine. He just likes the way it smells.
Yeah, right. Right.
I'm also not addicted to action figures. I just love buying them. So
Yeah. I love the smell of plastic.
yeah.
On a more nerdier tip, my Grogu
cool.
addiction still a
Cool.
thing. So
Wow.
Grogu Dark Trooper Entertainment Earth exclusive.
Hey,
I can't wait for those figures to
Hey,
come out.
I'm actually starting to lose it. I just imagine since Lowery said I love the smell of plastic. Like imagine usual people, balcony open, sun on the face, hot cup of coffee. What I'm doing, having something new, plastic crack, sun, balcony open. I love
He
plastic.
puts it out in the sun to bake a little bit just so he can get that extra toxicity out of it.
I
Like,
love plastic in the morning. Exactly. Hey, I got a question for you. When you open up Mando, the actual Hot Toys Mando, did you smell them?
I didn't do it yet because I wanted to film it. That's why I didn't open it. I wanted to film everything live still. I haven't had, when I do, it's gonna be not live, but I'm gonna film it so you guys can see the
My best Ivan Vanko impression for that. Very good man.
I wasn't gonna cheat. I was gonna do as you guys said. You guys told me to do a video on it, so I will.
My
But
man.
yeah, I picked up Omega because, well,
Oh, I got something.
as much as I don't really like Omega, I love to complete things. I'm a completionist, and it just didn't feel like I completed the Bad Batch without Omega, so
That's true.
picked her up.
So you're a completionist out of spite.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. I don't even know how to explain it. And something really cool. The last is I got a set of the Star Wars Vision AM. Remember, if you guys watch Star Wars Vision on Disney Plus, this is the Japanese
No.
anime characters.
So
This is one of the twins.
so another question: I mean that's a flat one, but is there PM too?
Her brother is Carrie or Kade.
is the third one named Dawn?
The third one's awesome. PM done. The third
I
one's
mean,
actually,
otherwise you can just call them well and done, and then have AM and PM and whatever.
Yeah.
you'll notice that Ronin is on the it's probably the one that I want the most because
That's
if you
cool.
watched it, he was the coolest character in the bunch.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched, I watched the first episode. It looked kind of interesting, but I haven't followed it through. I gotta be honest.
Well, I mean, like if you're not really into all of the anime stuff, I could see why you wouldn't. Because to be honest, I didn't like that many of it. I only like at most maybe 3
Yeah,
out of the bunch.
yeah. That's the thing with me. You know, so many people like actually recommend a lot of anime to me, but the only thing that ever clicked for me was Neon Genesis Evangelion. The only thing. So
I was gonna get the. I'm still thinking about picking up the Eva Funko Pop because it looks so pretty. Dope.
I just ordered 3 new real grade kits. The Mark 6 and the 03. Yeah.
Nice.
New shit to build.
So yeah, last but not least, I picked up Jim Raynor Loose. I couldn't help it because the deal was just so good. This pop normally retails at 30 plus loose. I was able to get it for less, so I was like, "Yay!"
Nice.
Obviously, I would much rather have one that's in a package, but a mint package. But I'll take a deal on a loose one for now and wait till I can afford a more minty version of Jim Raynor. I'm a big StarCraft guy,
Nice.
and this character pretty awesome. I like it. I wish they did more of the other characters.
Has Marvel stopped doing bobbleheads, or are they still doing them?
Like
I think
you
they
mean Marvel,
still do them.
Yeah, well, because I know like it's only Marvel and Disney that do bobbleheads. All the rest of them are solid.
Okay.
Oh, you mean like if like the springs in the
Yeah.
for actual springs? Well, to be honest, I haven't actually opened any of the DC ones to figure out whether or not they do or not. But either way, I don't care whether they bobble or not. I would prefer that they don't, but I understand why if that they do. So, and that's all I got, my man.
Good one.
I forgot who's supposed to be next.
It was Slade, then you. So now it's either me or Jason. But I'm nothing for me actually this week. But I got something from Terry on the way. I got myself the New Age Darius. No, the New Age David in its toy colors, and I got myself the Hinko, which is their Megatron. So I'm gonna flash out that. Then I had as a loan the new Legacy Bulkhead.
Oh, cool.
Okay, that looks cool.
Is a pretty cool bot. Like it's a cool version. Like what if Bulkhead would actually be G1, and that fits quite well. It's a well-made figure. A lot of fun actually. Pretty good. Like little hollow on the inside. Like he has his flight stand like built right in him. You could do
okay, yeah.
But otherwise, it's a very well-made figure. Another loan I have, and I can combine these two, is actually the Simple stand. I'm gonna check that out from the Good Smile company. That are doing Figma, and this actually now currently holds tech from the Bad Batch, from Black Series, which is another loan, which is a pretty good figure, and the stand is actually pretty effing solid. So he can actually do like jumping backwards pose with a gun. That's pretty nice. That's one of the newer Black Series figures that I was actually able to pick up. So a nice soft helmet. He can have his visor. He can have that down or up. The bummer is that his actual holster for the gun is closed, even though it's soft plastic. So it's like they could have opened that up to have his gun in there. Some of his tools on his belt here. So overall, pretty good figure, I gotta say. And the stand is actually pretty effing dope. Also comes with 2 more. Like one of these packets actually have 3 stands in them with a base, with the arm, and one of these little clamps, and also with here a little something to have like put it in your butthole to have you help fly. Like really a small port for that. Some figures may have that, but it's interesting. So a lot of bang for the buck. So yeah, I don't know where my stuff from Terry is gonna get here because it shipped, but it's always a little bit hit and miss. But yeah, that's it for me.
But you have better shipping from that, right? Because like for us those if I were to order from like Japan or something, it takes forever to get for me. But obviously with you, you get it a lot quicker, right?
Not really. Like it depends. Like usually you can say USA or Japan pretty much 2 weeks, but it sometimes depends. Sometimes it depends if the tax and shipping is all really processed well, like if the customs and all that is already processed on the pay on the finalized pay and all that. And uh sometimes it sits at, I don't know, Frankfurt over here, and then the DHL, like the post department, actually keeps it. Then it goes over to the custom department, and they take their sweet time before you get your mail for that, and they say you can get it now, but you have to pay on top of that. So I mostly don't buy in Japan or the US, but because Terry worked like a charm the last time, no customs, no nothing. That's why I tried now another time with actual two figures. I want to see if that works. Otherwise, I'm actually always, yeah, pretty much always now ordering from Germany, from my own shop, actually, when we get shit in, or from the Netherlands, TF Robots. They have wholesalers deal with Hasbro too, so they get stuff a lot easier. But the prices then are higher. So pretty much a better way for us to get it. It's also not. It's all, we always have these 19% on top. I feel you guys are.
Oh god.
What up?
No, it sucks, dude. 19% on top of
Yeah,
your
that's
shit. Like,
yeah, that's rough. I feel like you guys are a little bit more lucky with that. Like I seldom hear that people from the States actually are hit with customs on top. So you're in a better position with that. But yeah.
Would you guys ever go to Daniel Yen?
To what?
So the guy's name is Daniel Yen, and he's hooked me up with some really great stuff. And
Okay.
I'll set Jason. I don't know if you've worked with him, but
sounds familiar. Yeah.
yeah, he's like, if you like right now, he's got a blue Grimlock Fans toys, and he
Ooh.
got me a bunch of like exclusive erasers that I brought to the show last time. So like
hmm
he's been able to get me some of that stuff. Of all of a sudden, it's like, oh no, we're sold out of this, and he ships it through. Technically, I think it's through his China, but it's really through New Zealand because he has a warehouse in New Zealand.
I
Oh,
heard that.
cool. Yeah.
I heard that we are
Yeah,
actually hit with less than 1%, and DHL says, "Okay, fuck that." Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
and it's pretty quick. Like the last time I ordered like I don't know, like 10 or 15 things, and I had it in like 6 days, which is unheard of. But you know,
Does he have
it's
does he have an actual shop, like legit?
so it's not really. He's just in a bunch of groups. He tried to create his own Facebook page to do that stuff, but it's kind of more, hey guys, I have extras of this, or who needs this, or people go to him to find things, and he
Okay,
Yeah.
usually can find like,
because overall, like for me in private, that would be great. But we are currently actual still looking for a legit fans toys hookup, because that's a problem over here.
I think it's a
um,
problem everywhere because even coming
everywhere.
here, it's even hard here. Unless you know somebody, like, it's
Okay.
hard.
Yeah. See, but hey, dude, let me get that contact. Like maybe he has something good. That's always good to hear.
Yeah, yeah, I'll get
Hell
it
yeah.
over to. He's a
Yeah.
super nice guy too. Like I think like the blue Grimlock, just to give you an example, he's only charging $900 for it. So
Mhm.
considering that that particular one was very limited, that's pretty
Yeah.
damn good price. So
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is because like that
yeah,
thing was going up quite a bit.
Damn. I mean, fans toys always is, but then an exclusive. Ugh.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it for me. Jay, how about you?
Oh, actually, surprisingly enough, I didn't get a lot this week.
But you did watch
Um,
movies, didn't you?
yes, I did. So obviously, I got some add-on parts for Starscream thanks to Terry.
Ah, cool. How's the
Ooh.
how's the paint quality on that?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. No chips or nothing crazy.
Because the add-on kit that Dennis had for his Skywarp had weird blue sparkles all over it.
So I mean, it's
That looks
pretty
good.
clean.
That's good.
So. And obviously his butthole cover on the back.
Butthole cover.
Anal bum cover.
Oh,
Right.
That's an album cover.
But look at that. I mean, it's clean.
that looks pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of, for some reason, it's autofocusing really bad. And then here, okay, you know what? Is there a spot right here? Because Bethany said something.
Uh-oh.
Right
yeah.
there. So, but out of all of that tiny little spot, but you know what? It's
Give it
starting
the
to
old-
come off with my
give it the old-
finger.
I was
Yeah.
the old.
But other than that, shout out to Les. He actually hooked me up too. Him and his uncle Tim, they sent me out a Cobra bat.
That's
Nice.
what's up.
And this chest piece is actually from a guy on Etsy. It's a clear piece.
Oh, cool.
All right.
That looks
Was
I
great.
kind of like that.
Was the OG one different or something?
No, the one it comes with is just black. Right.
Oh,
And this guy sent me like different colors too.
I see.
That's dope.
But those are the ones that
Oh,
came
for
with
the
it, the
bats?
black ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I ordered a bunch off of Etsy. The clear ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
made
it is
a
right
bunch of
there.
them too.
But it's a cool figure. Like I want to get a total of 3 of these. I've only got one, so
Well, I got contacts for that too, Jason. So let me know.
all right, cool.
Actually, a guy who lives in Virginia. Oh, you might
Okay,
even
well,
know him. Do you know? I'll get him to you later.
We'll
Yeah.
talk afterwards.
Yeah.
Starts with a J.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's my. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. So
If you can't find GI Joes, it's because I bought them.
yeah, pretty much probably because I'm like he lives down in Richmond, so I'm 2 hours north, right? But
Yeah.
the problem is we've got 22 Targets and Walmarts within a 45-minute driving distance of me, and all the scalpers work there.
Yeah.
I went to a Target and a Walmart, and I saw a scalper. I walked in with to grab something. The guy picked it off the shelf, and he goes, "Let me do a price check." Walked over and bought it himself. And I want to go through and just drop kick him in the teeth. But anyway, shout out to Mezco. So those guys decided to ship this on the 10th, and it showed up today. It literally, the shipping on this went around the world in a day on this. I'm not kidding. So I'll show this. Let me go to Mezco's site and I'll pull out the. Let's go. So, long story short, I got the Silent Screamer Nosferatu.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Like the box art. Looks cool.
It's pretty
I like,
simple, nothing crazy on the outside.
You ever
how I
watch
like
the
to
movie
put
that
it.
was based on that movie?
Yes, I watched it again the other day.
Shadows of the
Yeah.
Vampire. Shadow of the
But quite honestly, with a simple packaging, I take it like Magic Square. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs to work.
Yeah. So here,
It doesn't
I'm
need
not
tape
kidding.
shut.
Exactly.
So I'm on FedEx's site, and you won't believe me if I didn't show you this. Check
That
this
was
out. So,
fucking funny.
so check this out. I'll show you the tracking on this. This is wild. So the tracking started out. They gave me tracking number on the 10th, right? You could see here that they dropped it off at FedEx. On the 15th, it went to Tacoma, Washington, which it came of. Then it went to Oregon. Then Oregon back into Washington. Then Indiana to Montana. Then Nevada back in Minnesota. Then Chicago bounced a couple of times. Into Maryland, back into Virginia a couple places. And then it finally arrived on the 26th.
Crazy. Just crazy.
It's like, dude, like, what the hell? It's like all over the place. I couldn't find it. Couldn't do nothing. But here, let me just use this.
Hey, just real quick. You know what that is? I just found this.
A lollipop? A plastic
not-
lollipop.
That's my first
Oh.
ever car. That's my first ever car key.
Oh, wow.
It's the key to his heart.
No,
You wanna-
chastity belt.
You want to have it?
Oh, chastity belt. Yeah.
No, but for real,
Opa.
I just found this. Like this is cool.
Dude, look at this.
Oh, that's good.
Look at
Like
that.
Shrek. I need to rewatch Metropolis.
I need to get the Willem Dafoe version of that.
Yeah, so I have to adjust it. But dude, look at this. It's like, and the detail on it, it's crazy.
It's
Like, look
super
at the
good. I
face.
like the
For some reason,
weather.
it's like weirdly auto-focusing on my face, but not here. I don't know.
That's also what the C920 does. It's the usual.
Yeah.
Did
It
you
looks
order
good.
the?
I like the weathering on the scenes and on the coat
But dude,
itself.
it comes with a hat and everything. Look at that. Feather and all.
Ooh, feathered cap.
Yeah,
Did
but
anybody
look at
order
this.
the
Since we're talking Masco, where's my Ghost Rider?
Look at that. It comes with a bunch of rats, a couple of different head sculpts. Like, dude, look at this. Look at this one head sculpt of him fucking like yelling. It's wild.
Strigoi!
Wow.
Yeah. Look at that. It's
Now,
wild,
Does
dude.
it come with the real bottle of blood that Bela Lugosi made them bring down to him? You ever hear that? He lived.
Yeah.
He legit lived in the dungeon. They would bring him bottles of blood. They never brought him food, and when they would come back, the blood would be gone.
Damn.
And then
That's
there's the
wild.
whole thing about at the end of that movie, the original movie, when you look at that girl's neck, she actually is bleeding. He really bit her.
Oh shit.
And it was like this big thing because talk about method actors. He got into the role so much that he bit her for real, and they stop it, and they thought it was all fake. And at the end, the girl was like, "No, I'm bleeding for real. Get him away from me. I just wanted to finish the scene."
Oh Jesus.
Yeah,
I thought this was just a kink thing, but apparently it wasn't.
yeah.
Ow,
But-
something bit me.
right. But other than that, that's pretty much about it. I didn't get really anything else. I mean, I got some more paint and stuff for the RC truck that I'm doing, stuff like that. But other than that, that's pretty much about it.
It doesn't always have to be big, you know, like something like something for the soul. Only a little something to be happy. Oh,
Well-
hey, we actually got something. We are actually comprising our shit for our orders now in nice recycled paper envelopes. So
Oh, cool.
we got that, and we also ordered some stickers, pretty similar to the ones we already got. So those are transparent. Yeah, transparent.
Nice.
And we will shut these closed with these. So yeah, that's also.
Hey,
forgot.
my water bottle's empty. It needs stickers.
There you go.
Dude, you can always order.
Tim's like, if you place an order, I'll throw a handful of them in.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, that was pretty much it for me for work.
So,
and getting all these toys and everything else. But
I watched Jackass Forever this weekend.
I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. We'll talk about it later. Let's see here. Oh, wait. All right,
It's out of control, bro.
I heard it was pretty crazy.
Really? Okay.
So just so a little bit of fun this week. So Tim and I have been having discussions about, Magic Square New Age. And Slade, we'll get to you real quick and we'll go and do the round. We just want to do this little fun piece real quick.
Okay. Actually, while you do that, I'm gonna run and do something. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
I thought I'm just gonna run out the room for that shit. Oh.
No.
Oh man, it's a shame, like
It's crazy the differences between.
Yeah.
So I'll wait for Slade to come back and then we'll go ahead and do this. You'll laugh
actually,
your ass off.
I'm still technically here. I'm just in the other room, away from the camera. So
No, you're fine.
And now even the head portion comes apart. This thing is fucking impossible.
Dude, Tim has had so many issues with his, but
yeah. And people were not even believing me. They were like, you must have made something wrong, dude.
God. Dude, I keep getting like messages like ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
But So Tim this week did his review, and it's already up, right?
Yeah, I just released it today.
Okay, yeah, he just released it today on Tim Crade's Nerd Crate. You go check it out.
That is
And-
wrong. That is my first channel. It went up on the Nerd Crate 2, which is now
Oh,
Transformers.
Nerd Crate 2.
Yes.
Number 2.
Yes. But written
Not
as
saying
two
it's full of shit. That's just the second channel.
Exactly. And it's written as in two, TOO, as in also, because it's also the Nerd Crate.
Right. So, so Tim did his review on this, and it didn't go in his favor.
Yeah. No. not quite. Not quite.
Kind of like his dick in the shower. That thing was floppy. Like,
If I'm alone? Yeah.
The good news is it's big enough to be floppy.
yeah. So Tim, just tell them like some of the horrible experience you were having with this thing, real fast.
Oh, real fast could be
The
rough.
Cliff Notes version. The Cliff Notes version.
Fine right now.
Cliff Notes version is that
So go way down. I'll come back in.
yeah, it's kind of like this Devastator is also one giant clip note. Like there's stuff all over. Like the clip notes are falling off the whiteboard, so to speak. The engineering is way too complicated. It's all over complicated. It's interesting on the positive side that it transforms way more classic. That long hole is a big part of the upper body, but there are just problems in the leg. Like the scrapper, for instance, it always comes apart. Like Lowery actually showed me that there is a portion right here down below that needs to be packed in on small packs. Like you have these clamp here, and that clamp packs in on the back side of this abdominal portion, and that is just that's just a connection that doesn't work well. What also doesn't work well, which helps but doesn't work well, is this connection of the feet inside of Scrapper's portion here that pack into the hip portion. That helps, but it always also comes apart, and that is this wobbly floppy mess. That is actually the rocker and the pivot portion of Devastator's foot, and usually this is packed in, but it always comes undone. And if the feet won't stay in on the upper portion like this, now I had to press it in, this upper area right here also comes undone. There's also nothing that actually keeps this portion packed in on the upper side here, and that's just a big problem. Most of
Like
the time,
his copy was like none of the stuff would tab in correctly, and it would just pop out.
yeah, and on this even there is nothing to tab in. This just lies here, and it always comes down. And with this, mostly this comes down. You have to pack it back in, but it comes apart very easily. The arms come off easily, and if I'm messing with this, mostly this pedal again here comes loose. So another problem. All of this combined with the combined, no pun intended, with the problems of the
Our
overall
powers combined.
yeah, with the powers
We turn to a pilot. No.
yeah, but the problem with this it's just unstable. It's a good looking Devastator. It's a very brutish looking Devastator, and it's bigger than the New Age toys, and like that, like it actually packs in like another problem. These things here, they won't stay packed in on the parts under here. It's just there are problems over problems over problems. I had to film this and also the comparison with the New Age toys in several portions because I always had to clean up something. May it be now that the heck portion comes unpacked, which now again happened. This is also loose now. It's always coming undone, and I'm super happy I don't have to take this thing apart and bring it back to the robot mode, because buddy that I loaned this from actually said, yo, keep it in this form if that's easier for you. So I'm happy about this. But yeah, like I said, several portions for the videos, and I always had to clean up Scrapper. At one point, I didn't do anything super wrong. At one point, I actually had to fully transform Scrapper again because this form would just decompose. It didn't hold together. So I don't know. Either QC is extremely hit and miss on this, or Lowery was just really super lucky with his. But I was super lucky with this guy. You know, like this New Age Devastator. That's the deal. Like this is the real deal. Like this is, you know, there's nothing. Like the legs are stiff and all. Great proportions, great tolerances. There's only one slight thing, and that is that the mix master portion right here sometimes unpacks from the back portion. But all of this also, this foot looks way better. You have, you don't need to have the actual toe tips out. This is gonna be my Devastator for my Legends display. I'm gonna get with the toy version. This is just great. But the knees on this here, like this is better, but it also falls down. You saw how I shook the New Age. This didn't happen. This side right here just falls down, and the screws are fully tightened. There's nothing I can do to it. Oh yeah, Mix Master's also just coming undone. Jesus fuck.
I love the green on the other one anyway better.
It looks so much better, dude. It's just way more saturated. Sorry, Slade, what's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, did you ever pick up a Henry?
Henry?
Yeah, he's the other Legend scale combiner. Actually, I might have him behind me.
Oh, you mean the Hulky? Do you mean the Hulky? The X9?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, that's super pre-current Legends. Yeah. I know that, but I haven't messed with him.
But there are two different versions. There's one that this is black, and then the other one, it's all green. Mm-hmm. I have the original one, and then I think it was Amazon for like $10. You know, every now and again you find something like that where you're like, oh man, this, what a great deal, and you get it in, and you're like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah,
and I'm surprised at how much I paid for it.
Yeah, and it's just super interesting, you know. Like I really wanted to like this guy because the proportions on this are really good. I love that the eyes are painted this well. That this looks amazing. Yeah. That you can have the Studio Ox version is cool, and I was actually pretty sold on this because Jason showed me his and it was super stable. And after
mine's the complete opposite of what his is. Like everything's in tight, and everything else, and
and Manazor from Magic Sphere also was a whole different ordeal. That was a great thing. I like the Manazor pretty much, but that New Age is now doing the Starnicons 2 with the Bozozoku team and. New Age, man. I'm just now team New Age. Like I'm. If I'm not hold at gunpoint, I will not review anything else ever again from Magic Square. Fuck that shit.
Oh, you didn't know?
How about Chang? What about Chang Toys?
Do you mean Kang Toys?
No, sorry, not that new Superion, the mini one. I think maybe Zeta.
That's I haven't messed with it, but it's supposedly it's very good.
He is incredible.
It's great, but the problem I had was the arms in combined mode. Like they kept like falling apart on mine. I had to use Kiki to tighten the joints up on it, but
yeah.
So to continue back to the Devastator real quick as a joke all week, like Tim and I were talking back and forth as he's doing the review, right? So Tim put the post in my Legends group that I have, and if anybody wants to pop on, it's me and Terry.
That's your group. Oh,
yeah, it's me and Terry. So me and Terry, and then you have Gort.
German spammer asshole represent.
Yeah, right. So Tim posted in here like his picture, right, and you can see it's like falling apart.
Yeah.
Every now and then I fall apart.
Right, and so he's posting pictures, and obviously there's 98 comments in here. A lot of people laughing.
And people give me shit for it. Like I did stuff wrong and I just didn't. I mean, Jason even told me, dude, did you have this on Scrapper? And I didn't. Yeah, I'm man enough to say I didn't get that. It's not in the
But it wouldn't tab in on his at all, but mine was tight. Like I remember we were showing videos.
No. The Scrapper portion did tab in, but I totally missed that. You showed me that.
Oh, that part. Yeah. So Tim goes as like jokingly goes, case in point, NA holds Magic Square without any problem, right? So then I'm the asshole fashion that I do. If you kind of look over here, I respond. I said, Tim, apparently Magic Square can hold up Zeta and Magic Square, and I did this. So he's holding, and this is my copy of Magic Square Devastator holding up the Zeta, Superion.
But the thing is, you said Zeta and Magic Square. I'm still missing the picture where he holds up Zeta and Magic Square.
Do you notice in the background what Menosaur's doing? So I have him holding up Menosaur, right? Even elbows bent, like everything.
Yeah.
And then I said to Tim, Tim, Magic Square also said, hold my beer, and I sent him that. And it's crazy because it's the same pose. I didn't change the elbows or nothing. It was the same exact way on all of them.
And it's just crazy that it's the same toy and all, but the tolerances are just so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to bend the knees on the Magic Square. They just lie there. They just flop back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna chill right here.
But it was crazy. Like I was showing Tim on video when he was doing this. Remember, Tim, when I was holding it up and I was shaking it and the knees wouldn't fall at all, like nothing.
Like your Magic Square was doing this. Like this was it did what the New Age toys has done, but I'm just.
It's
really
definitely hit or miss. It seems though, but
it seems so. Yeah.
Well,
but yeah. So, anyways, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and the group that I think is definitely they've lost traction was Iron Factory, because that Iron Factory combiner they did, which I have over here. I mean, with Tarn and everything, it's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
And
Iron Factory has become the fans' project of the Legends.
It is.
They really
because now every single here, I'll show you. Every single one of their things now is just recolored planes.
Yeah, they do a lot of that, sadly. Like also the Power Falcon they did, it wasn't good. The Soundwave was even worse. Like
what?
I don't know. I don't
this
know.
one?
Yeah, like the bot mode on Power Falcon is great, but the transformation is not good, and the jet, I mean, no.
Well, I could kind of see that, but this robot mode is just
the robot mode.
It looks good.
Yeah, the robot mode is amazing. The Soundwave robot mode is also good, but the extra kibble on the lower legs, and then
that looks good too.
And then this truck mode on the Iron Factory Soundwave, man, fuck off with that shit.
Oh, that is a weird one, yeah. But they did it because they want to put out 47 different, sound waves. Just like this guy. I have I'll actually lead this into what I was gonna mention too. So I love Beachcomber. I have.
Is that a G2 color or?
Yeah. So there's the G2. There's the evil one. There's the regular one and the metallic one.
Yeah.
And I have them all. And I'm going to bring them to get signed by the voice actor.
Speaking of that,
quick
little shout out.
Livio Rimondelli and I have been friends for a long time. I've been buying a ton of his art. We have announced officially that
You are friends with Livio Rimondelli?
Oh my God, you have no idea. I own 7 of his covers.
Like this
at the front door.
That's awesome.
So this is my. I basically told him I want to do a Beachcomber. At first, I was like, "Oh, it'd be cool. Maybe give him a Grimlock sword with a shield." And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't think people will get that." I said, "Okay, well, let's work with his famous episode, the Golden
Lagoon, yeah."
So he's like, all right, I really like that. So he basically gave me a couple options of the character. It was this one or one where he was running faster. We like this one because if you look, the golden glove, you can interpret it as, is it actually golden or is it shining from the light?
Oh, yeah.
And then you have all the birds, which we all know that Beachcomber, animals flock to him. And that's where this kind of came from. And I loved what he did with the background. He just does so well. So, this is and we were originally going to put TFCon exclusive, but I was like, he and I worked out a deal. And I said to him, look, I want to make sure that you're able to sell this at other places, So that's kind of what we did. But, this particular one, we're going to give to the voice actor. I'm going to give him one. I'm going to give him a copy of it. I got, everyone knows I give out pins. So I've got tons of pins this time.
So cool.
I love his art. I love his art in IDW. I love
Yeah.
what he did for Transformers the movie. Like this dude. I wish I could draw
And
like that.
his kill walk stuff is really great.
Mhm.
I mean, he's so nice. He's super. You can approach him anytime. You know, we always joke. He always sends me a message when he's working on a cover. He's like, "Hey, look," and I'm always like, "Fuck you. How much?" I mean, it's almost every time. He knows I'm gonna buy it. You know.
Yeah.
And this time I was like, I want to make him money, so you know, I kind of went with this idea, and I'm super excited. So there's basically 2 exclusives I have.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
like even this year, like this past TFCon, like when we met up and everything, like you gave me like a little goodie bag. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then you also you know, a month or so later you end up sending me another, and I shared it with you guys on the show previously, those pins and everything I got.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Skeletor and all that other stuff, and
Yeah.
I
Oh,
got
that's
them all for
really
him.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the word bubbles are really cool because those are designed by her tag is voted VODID. She's another artist, but she's one of those, like, you know, she does a lot of really great art, and she's super nice. Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
I met her at the con, and like anybody else, I'm like, oh, let me commission you to do something. So I mean, I could have done word bubbles, but I love supporting the independent artists. So I had her do that one, the yeah, and the and then obviously, and then the really fun. I always like something silly to bring. So yeah, Skeletor is a silly one, but the
Yeah. Like you have this one, and then you have another one where he's like laying down.
Oh,
like,
that's sexy Skeletor, sir. And he's
sexy
got
Skeletor. Yeah.
sexy Skeletor. And then the beachcomber pin is just so I can walk around and ask people if they have wood. I'm just getting like, yeah, you'll show it. Oh, then
Well,
there's my tattoo.
there's his tattoo. I don't know if you could show it, but it's kind of hard to
Super
see.
cool.
But
Nice.
it's right on his
There you
arm,
go.
dude. Look at that.
Nice one.
It's amazing.
There we go.
It's great.
And
where do you make these pins?
so I have actually, it's a company out of Canada, and I forget the name. The
Looks
big
good.
thing with them is that the first time I sent images to them, they gave me the whole copyright thing, and I said, look, I'm not selling these. I'm giving them away because I'm an idiot. But no, I'm giving them away. And the response I got from this woman was, all right, cool, you'll have it in a week. So
That's awesome.
I mean, not a week, like it was like 2 weeks, but what they do is I give them the image, and it could be something crazy like, you know, here's an image, and they'll take it and they'll cut out what I want, and then they'll show me what it's going to look like as a pin.
Nice.
And then I can say, okay, cool, I like that, or no, you added a little bit of, you know, something here, I don't like that, can you remove it?
Yeah.
And then they send it over, so that I can use pretty much. I mean, I could take your guys, you know, podcast logo, make it into a pin, but because you own it, as long as I give it away, nobody can come after me because I'm not making money on it.
Well, I was gonna hit you. I was actually gonna hit you up about that. We could talk about it later. I was gonna talk about getting some made and stuff like that. And if you want to give them away, go ahead. You have our permission. So.
And they do patches too, which I started kind of messing around with the patches a little bit. They're nice, but a lot of people, you know, they'd rather something they can pin on. And it's pretty cool. And like the response I'll get every now and again is like one pin will be way more popular than another. Like I did that with the Autobot tracks. He's got the Autobot symbol. He's got the red lines that come up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Melissa, one of the people who work for TFCon, she's doing a wooden version of that this time around.
Yeah. Didn't she do like an Optimus one or something last year, or was that? Was that her?
She's done a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I have. I don't. So she did a bunch of wooden trailers of Optimus trailer that were this big, and I would go around and have all the artists sign them.
Nice.
That was my first couple of years. Oh, I'm going to get this sign and this sign. Now I kind of go and I'm like, I'm there to talk to the people and buy stuff, and kind of do that. Like, me going to meet the guy who did Beachcomber and pay to get it signed, that's just because he's my favorite character. But other than that, I kind of hang out with the other people. But
Yeah.
yeah.
How
That's
much
awesome.
how much do these pins cost? I mean, you get them like that, or
I mean, so like a batch of 100 pins is about $180.
That's actually
And
not
you get
that bad.
no?
yeah, and you get
absolutely
the
not.
setup fee and everything, but like once you get it in and you get the image done, you don't have a setup fee. So like Sexy Skeletor, I did a second batch of them, and it only cost me like 150 instead of 180 because there was no more.
Cool.
They already had the thing all set up. But that's kind of the best part about them is that like you send it to them and they just go, okay, this is what it's going to look like. Or you can say, oh, it's too big. And a lot of the times, because I've worked with them so much, they don't charge, like if there's 6 colors, they're only charging me for like 2 now because I've ordered so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the
Nice.
big thing with a lot of those companies is that if there's multiple colors, they're charging you for each color, which is
Yeah.
insane. I get it because they're doing what they're doing, but and that's the other thing. Like because I've been in this industry for such a long time, I know what an artist interpretation versus copying the original artwork.
Yeah.
They can fight a lot of times as much as they want, but if you change like if the hands like this in the image, but they've never done like this, they're never giving you the thumbs up or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you get them to draw it that way, that's your interpretation of it. That's why so many like artists get away with blank cover drawings, and nobody's coming after them unless it's Disney.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But
Cool.
that's kind of the cool thing about it. And again, like there's a lot of things like you can only make so much money. So even if I did sell this stuff, as long as I'm making less than $2,000 a month, then the government doesn't, or copyrights will come after me and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Cool.
I mean, maybe we'll talk off air, but we'll talk more
Yeah.
into it. But we're already see. I told you we moved fast as shit. We're an hour 46. So go ahead and let's get into you a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
About you. How'd you get into collecting and all that?
So what I was just talking to my parents about this the other day. When I was a kid, big G.I. Joe fan, big Transformer fan. My brother had all the Transformers. I had all the G.I. Joes. But a lot of times, like, it would come up. My mom's best friend always had season tickets to the Celtics. So every now and again, it'd be like, oh, we can't go. Do you want the Celtics tickets? And my mom always knew that my brother would want to go, but I would always it would always be, I was the younger brother. I have to be offered it. But it would always come
Mm-hmm.
with, well, you can go to the sports game or your dad could take you to McDonald's and Toys R Us. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to McDonald's and Toys R Us.
Yeah, no shit.
And of course, my dad was one of those like she'd be like, okay, he's allowed to get one GI Joe for $3.15 because we all know that's what they would cost instead of now them being $20. But he was my dad. He'd be buying me like 6 of them, so it was always worth it for me to do that. So that kind of got me into that. But then, I'd like to go to conventions, but I was always kind of like, oh well. I'm a kid. I don't have a ton of money, so I have to be careful what I buy and things like that. And then, of course, you get an adult job, a real life job. And what's the joke? How's the joke go? I got adult money.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
I can
Yeah,
spend,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can
Battle
spend my
beast with
adult
them.
money. Yeah.
Yep.
So it became more of like, okay, let me check this out. And then the Transformers, I was always a fan, but my first ever real con was BotCon in 2000, the last year that Triple H Enterprises owned it, and I got to meet like Stan Bush, and I was in a trivia contest, which I went up against him, and it was really cool, and I got to see the Transformer movie on the film strip, which was 9 different film strips put together because that stuff degrades over time. And I got to see it in the theater that was in North Carolina at BotCon 2000.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
and
Cool.
and it was like, I was sitting in like the lower seats, and then there was the balcony, and it was awesome because it was a dual balcony, and you had Autobot fans at the top, Decepticon fans on the bottom, and
That's
then
the
us
way
who
it
just
should
wanted
be.
to. Yeah, but it was just us who wanted to watch the movie. So every time the Decepticons were winning, people were cheering, and the Autobots fans were telling them to shut up, and like it was just such a great experience. But I was there. I went with my mom because I was young, and she went off and did her own thing. So I was at this con by myself. So I kind of like that time I was just like, oh, let me just walk around and and that's it. And I just walk around all day. And I remember seeing cool things like meeting one of the guys who owned the prototype of the original Unicron toy, and that was really
Mm.
cool.
I
And
saw,
that
I
was
saw,
like,
I saw that thing in 2018. It really looks as bad as I always saw it on
oh
pictures.
yeah, and I got to meet. That was the year that like you didn't have to pay to meet, Optimus and Megatron. Peter.
Yeah, back in those days.
And like I remember being third in line, and I remember getting them all to say something to me on my camera in their voices, and I just
Nice.
remember distinctly the guy who did Prowl. He went to sign something for a friend of mine, and he wrote "Shut it down," and for years none of us could figure out. Prowl never said "shut it down" in anything ever, and for some reason that one autograph has a line that the guy never said. But he's the one who wrote it, so I have no idea. It was always so funny.
That's pretty
But
funny.
yeah, and then like that spawned into like different things. And for a while, I was an in the box collector, and then I got tired of that, so I open everything, unless it's like a really expensive thing.
Yeah.
To me, I open everything. I must have stock in Ziploc bags because I've got thousands of those. But I mean, and then I set stuff up. I like rotating. I like, I have certain things that I leave up that I really like, or if like, a collection's incomplete, it'll be up with a bunch of other ones, and then
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the final one to come, and then I'll get displayed for like a month, and I'll be like, I'm tired of looking at that. It's time to put something else out.
So who would you say is your favorite character growing up, whether it's G.I. Joe or Transformers? Like out of those, you could pick either one. It doesn't matter.
So it was Beachcomber first, and then it was Rodimus Prime. I was always a Rodimus Prime fan. Yes, I know. Later on, I learned, he's the reason why Optimus died. But I love the idea.
Not Rodimus Prime, Hot Rod. Not
Hot
Rodimus
Rod.
Prime.
Now, I've always been a big fan of characters like that. Like I love Bleach, the anime, because I love the character Ichigo, because he starts off as nothing, and then he grows, and he just gets more powerful and powerful and powerful. And that's kind of what Rodimus Prime or Hot Rod was to me. He was this, rebellious kid who is saddled with leadership, and he has to take on this burden that he sort of essentially caused. And in the end, he's the right one for it, and he's doing everything to protect the people he cares about.
Yeah.
And I've always lived my life like that. I just love the
Nice.
idea of, you always want to take care of the people who are close to you. You always want to make sure everyone's doing okay. And that's kind of why I do what I do, giving away stuff, getting people to smile. Like, here's a bunch of free stuff. Okay, what do you want in return? Nothing. You're happy? Yeah. All right, I'm happy.
I hate to stop you, sir. I hate to stop you, sir, but I need to know. I don't want you to miss out on an opportunity. Okay. Question: do you already have all the Bleach episodes?
So I don't. I mean, I've watched them all complete, and
okay, stop right there. Do you
Okay.
do only hard copies, or do you do digital?
I do any. I'm at
Because
that point.
Voodoo is selling the entire run for $99 just this weekend. The entire Bleach collection. And I know that there's like 13 seasons of this, and I've been contemplating it all weekend. I was like, oh, should I do it? $99?
300. Oh no, no, is it 600? 360 episodes, 360.
Wow.
Now
Yeah.
there is online, and I will tell you, if you go online, there is a watching order. So in anime, one of the biggest things in anime is that there in Japan, the suicide rate went really high for a couple years because of certain animes. That's why when you watch an anime, if all of a sudden you get an episode where they're all at the beach for no reason, just so you can see the anime boobs, it's because series get so serious that people are literally like at the edge of their seat. They're so nerve-wracked over their characters that if a character dies, they literally, like, men were committing suicide because they have nothing else to live for because their character died.
They're so invested in their character.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why for like
Wow.
Bleach, there are seasons of Bleach that make no sense of why they're there. And
You're
they
like,
have
why is there
nothing to do with
titties
the main
everywhere?
story. Yeah. Why is everyone dreaming about Halloween? So they do that specifically to kind of calm people down. So they are really good. But this new season, they're ending Bleach finally, and it's the big war in the sky essentially, and it's gonna complete the whole thing. But they're talking about like it's just gonna be the seriousness.
Mhm.
But that's the thing is that like that's why I love stuff like that. Like, and again, Ichigo is a character that his whole mission of life is to defend his friends. He does not care about himself at all. He could get hurt and die, whatever. But if his friends are alive, perfect. And that's again why I was always a fan of Transformers too, is because they were always trying to do the right thing. And if you ever, and like even then, I was one of those, like, I liked reading the obscure stuff. Like, I think it was David Kane wrote the 3 books called Hardwired, where it was just, and he literally went and read and watched all of Transformers continuity and included it, including the whole idea that California was taken out by the second arc crashing and the nuclear explosion and
Mhm.
sinking California. And in these books, like, he went into the fact that the reason why they always fought in the desert is because in the book, one of the first scenes that they do is Optimus confronts Megatron. Megatron knocks Optimus over, and
Mhm.
Optimus describes the thousands of humans underneath him that he can feel their bones crunching under him. And he goes into the whole thing about this is why we fight in the open, because we're not meant to fight where people are and stuff like that. So it's just, I don't know. I always like that stuff. I like when people link things into other things.
That's pretty cool. I like when they do that too. Then you find out later, like, oh shit, like they're connected.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So,
I couldn't help
like, you
myself
go
when
to
he said he liked it to go. I had to show off my
Yeah.
my
oh,
photo.
there you go.
I even got
I've got
the chase one too with his
I've heard about him. I have the white Ichigo from GameStop and the regular one.
yeah, that was a
that I
hard one to
got.
get too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I heard that they did that, the Ichigo hollow mask or the visor.
Yeah.
Hold on, let
That's
me.
awesome,
I
dude.
left my glasses. Fix my glasses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just couldn't help myself.
But yeah,
I was
like
hey.
and owning a comic store was a big thing in it too. So like having access to be able to order, a couple things here and there was always cool. And I don't know, everyone always talks about like, oh, if you work in an industry for so long, you stop liking certain things. And I may not collect comics anymore because I don't have the shop, but I certainly still like to read them, and I still like to collect things that are based on them.
When you stopped, did you stop like slightly before the pandemic or in smack dab in the middle of the pandemic?
No, I mean, there were certain series that I had stopped reading. Like when they come in, one of the best parts, you get to read it. But like I would only collect certain things that I liked, like the Transformers
not collect.
books.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I meant like the business when you
oh, for the business, no, we knew we were closing, the pandemic was just an easy way for us to sell off everything.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the crazy thing is, like during the pandemic, I know at least in San Diego that comic book stores actually thrived during the pandemic.
And there's certain ones that did. And actually
Yeah.
in San Diego, you have Brian Hibbs, which owns the I forget the name of it. Oh no, I'm thinking San Francisco. I'm sorry. Because my sister-in-law lives in San Diego. But in California, Brian Hibbs is he's a bookstore, and he's one of the guys that he's the legends. And if you're in the comic industry, you know his name because he's the guy who can make any of the executives in any of the companies turn bright red with anger. But he's the reason he's the reason why comic stores have the ability to order stuff in advance, because he sued all the major comic people. And the best part is he's not a comic store. He's a bookstore that sells comics, because he knows.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he knows the formula. And that's why stores like him did really well, because he was able to do stuff like that. Where the small mom and pop shops, they're literally surviving on the three of you guys coming in on Wednesday and picking up 15 books a piece. But if there's a week like what we used to call the fifth week of a month, where only 10 books came out, you're scrambling to pay for your bill the next week.
Yeah.
So I got so tired of having that
ebb and flow.
Yeah. That it just became one of those, okay, I'm done. I can't do it. If I ever go back to it, it's going to be bookstore that has comics or bookstore cafe. That's part of what I'd like to do. Or hell, even opening my own comic store. Opening my own liquor store.
The reason why I brought it up is because I think what happened was when they were starting to give out those COVID checks, they said that the comic book store owners that I was at, they're like, you'll be. I was surprised. We had to tell a couple of guys, slow down. What why are you buying all of this stuff, man? Don't He goes, oh no, I'm good. Trust me, this is. I'm using the COVID checks that were for me.
A lot of people did that too. I heard so.
And that's why if you notice on eBay, like how crazy the prices for a lot of key issues were. CGC 9.8 went off the chain, because I know you probably kept track of this for a while. Remember Miles Morales' book? For a good,
oh my god, yeah.
His first appearance was a steady $200 book for CGC 9.8 for a long time, and even after the movie came out, it still stayed relatively the same. Then once COVID hit for whatever, and the stimulus checks came in out of nowhere, right before con season, even though there was going to be no cons. It went from a $200 book to a $1K to $2K to $3K within.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
The speculator market is so toxic, and that's the biggest thing. That's one of the biggest reliefs off my shoulders is not having a guy, that comic guy come in and be like, oh,
I need 20 of those.
Guys have this in? Yeah. I would always we had a couple of guys who would come in and be like, I want to buy 15 of these. So like, look, if I have these tomorrow, absolutely. Today, no. You can buy your
giving
one.
Everybody a chance. Yeah.
And I would always be like that. And you would always get a bad name, and it was, oh, you wouldn't let me spend my money there. It's like, no, you were trying to capitalize on something. But the other end of that is just I actually, with Transformers, I feel like in the beginning they're super cheap, and as time goes on they go up. The comic industry is not like that. You can have a book I work as a part-time gig for Aftershock Comics, and I go to stores and I give out special covers that are only from me.
The retail, I love those, by the way. I want. I mean, you need to talk. I collect Aftershock.
Yeah. Oh, you do? Oh,
I do, man. I love it.
Yeah, he does.
That one book that came out last week, what was it, God and...
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. So I have that green cover that everybody is going after, right? and it was like $200 the first week, and I have like 50 of them, right? I'm not selling them. It's my job to go and hand them out. And I'm getting people all over the place. Oh, give me one. Oh, give me one. It's like, no, these are for stores. I will bring it to the store, and then you can go buy it from them.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
already down to $75 this week.
Damn.
So it's like,
Cool.
it's one of those things where you look at these things and you're like, okay, well, the first day I sell it to a customer for $200. Awesome. Well, if next week it's only worth $50, they're coming in complaining to me that I sold it for too much. It's like, no, I put the price down based on the market. You decided to buy it. The problem with that is those people now, oh, well, he wouldn't do anything for me, so now I don't want to shop with you anymore.
Those guys,
yeah.
speculators need to stop, dude. Because like any money, it's like any industry. Is very finicky. You know what I mean? Some things. Sometimes.
Well, same with the Joes. These GI Joes, like, I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a Walgreens and picked up a bat or an alley viper, but the original ones I had to go to our mutual friend Jason, and he had to hook me up with all the vipers. And I can't tell you how many times that I would show up. Oh, check all these out. They're all for me. I'm not reselling them. And then someone was like, do you have an extra one? It's like, yeah, I'll hook you up. And they're like, how much? They're like, I paid X for this. Just give me that. You know, and you get people who are like, wait, are you for real? And I'm like, I'm not looking to get that name of he tried to scalp me on this. I'm literally just looking to get what I spend on it back.
I think what you were talking about, it was Land of the Living Gods, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
the green cover,
yeah.
Message me after. I'll see if I can hook you up.
My favorite thing is We Live. I love that book. That book is so
beautiful. Yeah,
it's
such a
what you guys don't know is that
issue.
what these guys don't know is that they actually have a soundtrack to that comic book. You got to go to YouTube and look it up. But
there's a couple. There's what was it? Harrow County. There's an album, an actual vinyl you can buy, and it tells you how to read the book while playing the music, like what pace to read.
Oh,
and
shit!
It started just like that artist, the music artist who did Gerard Butler, not Gerard Butler. That's the guy who talks out the side of his mouth. Gerard, the guy, the guy from the band. His first name is Gerard Way. Or whatever.
Okay. The guy who writes the Umbrella Academy.
Yes, him.
Yes.
He did. What was the book? They did a sci-fi show on it. I can't remember anything tonight. Jesus Christ. There was a sci-fi did a show based Killjoys. So there's
I love that show. That show is actually pretty dope. I love that.
It is good. It is good.
When the comic came out, we all got at comic stores. We got these cassette tapes. Yes, cassettes.
Yeah.
And it was to play as you were reading it. So that stuff I love. But yeah, no, definitely. There's some really good stories out there. Like Saga just came back, and that's an incredible story.
Oh, did they finally? Bethany loves that.
Oh yeah. 3 or 4 weeks ago, issue 51 came out.
Okay, I'll have to let her know then.
Yeah, and again, that was one in that particular comic. There was no variants. There was no nothing. Every store ordered about 100 of them because they knew it didn't matter what it was. People wanted them. And that's what I love. Those are the customers I love. I am so psyched for the story. I want to read it. I want to be there. I'm coming at midnight to read this, you know. Those are the people I used to love helping, you know.
Yeah, so, those guys who try to get in, like start get out of the sheer love of the content, and not speculating.
Yeah. So, dude, you go to all these conventions and stuff all the time, right? And like, what have you seen, like, in the with all these different people you meet and everything else? Like, you know, do you see like, you know, I mean, I guess you've been to different types of conventions, right? Like, do you see, like, there's a difference between the fandoms, like any toxicity or any positivity or anything else like that? Have you seen?
I mean, there is. It used to be a big DC versus Marvel, and then it almost seemed like the Marvel fans. Well, let me take it back to the first X-Men movie came out, and I was really upset because they took a lot of the characters that I loved and they changed their origins, but I still love the movie. I had no problem with it. I saw it a bunch of times in the theater. But my friend approached me and he said, "Look, they have to make these movies for people who've never heard of Juggernaut being a mystical character with a gem and da 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 da. They just want to see, they just want Juggernaut to scream, 'I'm the Juggernaut bitch,' and run forward."
Yeah.
And that's fine. And once he said that, I looked at these movies as these are going to bring people into the stores, and those people are going to be really disappointed in the fact that Chris Helmsworth is not drawn. Yeah. You got a lot of people coming in wanting to read backstories, and that was cool. You got a lot of people who are like, "I don't understand. Why does he look like this? Blah blah blah."
I'm sure it was a shock for you when you're like, for a lot of people, because at the time when Thor came out, right? Thor in the comic books was Jane Foster.
Yeah.
So they were like,
right.
"Wait, Thor's a girl? What's going on?"
There were so many different things that like would come about of that, but one of the benefits of being a comic shop owner is that I used to be able to go to a convention that was just for the owners, and it was a company. It was called Comics Pro. This was designed. Any comic store owner can join it. You just pay your dues, and you go to a convention, and you get to sit down with all the heads of different industries. Like I used to sit and eat lunch with David Gabriel, who is the VP of Marvel, and I could email him or call him on his cell phone, his personal cell phone, any day of the week and be like, "Hey man, I'm running a midnight opening. Do you think you could hook me up with something cool to give out?" And he'd send me like a 1 in 1,000 cover, and I'd give it away.
That's cool.
Ratio
so like,
covers are the best.
yeah, well, no, but yes, but like it was just one of those things that was always cool that I could reach out to any, like Kevin Eastman and I are on a first name basis, and I could call him and be like, "Hey, can I have a sketch cover?" And he'd be like, "Sure." Well, he'll send it down. So like, it's stuff like that, and I wouldn't take advantage of it. Like he'd come in, and I'm not selling it; I'm giving it away. And that was the thing. Like a lot of stores would get it and immediately put it up, try and sell it, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, we were given this to give away in a contest. That's what we're doing. And a lot of companies would do that. But then again, like we do cool things. Like my store was the first ever to do a custom wrestler cover with Sasha Banks. We did her, we did Alexa Bliss, and we did another girl, which I forget her name. We worked directly with WWE and Boom. We had thousands of people show up at our store. We can only help a few of them because that's how they set that up.
Yeah.
But like that's was the fandom that I would love. Those were the people who you'd love to meet. But you get all those connections by going to these different conventions, and that's when I became one of those. I wasn't going to conventions to get an autograph. I was going to, and not even network. I was just going to see people I knew. Like Jason, when I went and saw you at Baltimore, I literally went in there because they gave me a free pass because I'm still technically in the industry. I went in and I said, I maybe bought like one thing there, but I went there to literally give 6 different hugs because I hadn't seen 6 different people in forever. And because of that, like at TFCon in a week, the guy who runs Skybound, who is not Sean Kirkham, not Sean Kirkham, not Robert Kirkman, it's Sean Kirkham who runs Skybound, which is basically the other half of Robert Kirkman. He might be coming down to TFCon.
Oh, cool!
Nice.
and like he's going to shop, but like he's a great example. He's a really high up, but if I see him in the airport, he's screaming across the airport, Slade, go fuck yourself and fuck the Patriots, because he's a Jets
Nice.
fan.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because to everyone else, it's this guy screaming at me from across the airport, but I'm sitting laughing hysterically. So it's just, those are the relationships that I love, you know. And
Yeah.
I've made so many good friends in like any town or any state I can go into and probably find a store that I know someone who works at, and go in and get, you know, walk around and check out all the things.
Dude,
So,
it's like, you know, we've seen each other a couple of times. It's like, you know, an old high school buddy, like, hey, what's up, dude? It's been a while. How you been? You know, it's always pleasure. So,
and that's the cool thing. And I know, like, you know, with TFCon and BotCon, I know there's a lot of politics and stuff like that. But one of the best parts about me is I don't care about any of that.
yeah.
I'm going to have fun, to smile, to buy stupid stuff that I don't need.
Right?
And,
Why don't we all?
You know, and just have fun. And like, I know there are a lot of stories everyone has with the, you know, the Rock Army and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm only not going to BotCon because I know the area is being put in. We had a Comics Pro meeting there once, and I will not go back to Memphis. But that's just me seeing things outside of my window during the night.
Yeah.
Black
Oh,
Phillips.
God.
Yeah. every corner in Memphis has a telephone pole, and on it has blue flashing lights to indicate that there's a cop there. There's no cop. They're doing it because there's so much crime in that city that they're trying to
Protect your nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I do these things to have fun. I go to these cons, and sometimes I like going by myself because I can be like, "Oh, hey, you know, Jason, I'll see you later." Boom, I'm gone.
Well,
And then I show up later.
That sounds like a whole lot of respect you got going on there. Like something
man.
that we also try to do with our stuff. Like we are not actually making money with our shop. That's only a passion project. You know, we said we got my buddy Dennis. He got good connection in the community, Transformer wise overall, and so we made that happen as a shop. We're not actually we are actually doing a little bit of money, but we are not doing it to live from it. We're just really we're trying to do it because in Germany the Transformers landscape is horrible. Like we are not even the afterthought. Like the afterthought when you thought you're over it, and after a year it hurts again. After that, maybe we come in. That's that's how late hospital things are.
Wow, that's messed up.
Yeah, we're just trying to do it better. So we also get a lot of respect from a lot of people, and that's a whole lot of fun. The appreciation, like people loan me their shit for reviews. Almost everything that I now review are loans from someone. So people look forward to see us at the convention and to talk to us and all that. It's weird. It's weird that you somehow start to make an impression and get respect through these kind of channels. So I feel.
And then like, and I don't know. I know Jason, and I know a couple of you guys were at the Baltimore, which again was a very odd location for that, but that's another.
It was a really weird vibe this year, wasn't it? Like it's just a little off. But anyway.
So and I'll finish the story. I'll finish the story off, but I didn't get a premium pass, so I woke up stupid early. I don't know, like 3 a.m. because I love being first in line, and I got in line. I say line. It was just me. And I was just playing some video. I was playing some video games, and I looked down. I'm on the second floor, mind you, which where we all lined up, and there was a mouse crossing over to where my bag was because I put my bag as first in line. And I just remember looking over and be like, "Hey, you little I was like, "Hey, you little shit." You stay away from my shit. And it literally looked at me, turned and walked away. And then I was like, wait, there's a fucking mouse.
You're like Stuart Little's trying to steal my shit. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
That
at
was
least he
probably-
respected
that was
you enough
probably-
to
that
follow
was
your
probably-
commands.
That was probably Stuart Little doesn't have a middle finger. That was her way to flip you off.
yeah.
But I mean now with that, Baltimore was pretty cool. I mean, it was nice, but it was just the whole fact that the city shuts down all their restaurants because they have a game in town. So all
Yeah.
we had to eat was the really crappy bar food and
Yep.
the one Jimmy John's around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah, it was cool because we get like me and Brammer, we talked to the one bar owner at Sliders and the other one,
yeah.
and we got them to stay open later.
Yeah,
It
because
was pretty
I
cool.
was there when I first got there, and I sat down and I always like trying the local beers.
Yeah.
And he had said, "Oh, we only opened because we had to fix the ice maker." And I turn around, and apparently this guy is well known. This guy walks in with a dress with a bra on the outside, mumbling to himself, and the owner just looks over and says, "Hey, you know you're not supposed to be in here." And he goes, and he leaves. And I told the story to a few different people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know who that is." It's like, what?
Yeah, that one guy, he came up to us. We were outside the Sliders that night, like hanging out those
Yeah.
nights.
But like
That guy was wow.
and then I had breakfast one morning with a couple of girls who were Baltimore football fans, and I happened to be wearing a Patriot shirt, and I'm like, "Oh, don't worry, guys. We always worry about going against you."
That's funny. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, because Ravens are pretty much the only playoff threats to, during the time for
Yeah.
the Patriots, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty cool though going to Baltimore. The thing that was cool about it was you had two conventions happening within 2 blocks of one another at the same time.
Yeah. Except they closed that stupid bridge.
Yeah,
They
they
that bridge
So-
was supposed to be open.
yeah. So the bridge. So they had the 2 convention centers, the hotel and the convention center, and there was a skywalk that went between them. So people don't have to walk, because there was a couple bad areas down there at night, but they closed it, so you had to walk on the street instead of going over. So
Yeah. And there was no signs. In fact, the only reason why those doors ended up getting locked is I went and I found a security guard and I made them lock the doors. Because people and that was the other weird thing is like all the people staying in our hotel that were for Baltimore Comic Con. And they were like, "What are you guys here for?" We're like, "We're here for Transformers. What are you here for?" Well, clearly I'm dressed up as a Gorn from Star Trek. So I'm here for Baltimore.
that was kind of an interesting vibe, especially going to
Yeah.
Baltimore, because remember all you had to walk in, you got your temperature checked, and then you had to go through
No, not even
and
that.
do
You had to go COVID first. You had to prove the COVID.
Yeah.
Then you got the temperature check. Then you
and
got
then the
your
cavity
ticket.
search came later. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Well, I don't know. That guy who gave you that cavity search, he was not part of their team.
Probably not.
That was just a dude. That was just a dude doing
It was weird. He was wearing a dress and a bra. It was strange. No, I'm just kidding.
The truth is, cosplayers, sometimes they don't respect the con. They'll wear whatever the hell costume that they want, regardless of the con.
Yeah.
Like I see
Yeah.
people dress up as Marvel characters in a He-Man convention. So
Yeah.
Well,
and-
technically,
yeah.
oh no, technically they're DC characters.
yes.
Oh, yeah,
Image and
yeah.
even Image and even Image had them at one point too. During the when Val Staples and Emiliano Santa Lucia, were
Yeah.
doing during the Mike Young early 2000
Yeah.
He-Man show. That was awesome. My favorite show.
All right. What's that? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's about that time to
Yeah.
close it down, folks. Slade, having you here was a huge treat, and we hope that you come
it was a
and
lot of fun.
join us more often,
Always.
man.
So I should be Jason and the rest, we'll figure it out. But none of you are going to LA, are you?
I
No,
can't
Depends
make
on the
it.
con.
I can't make it.
What's
Okay.
what's in LA?
TF
Oh,
Con.
the
TF
TF
Con.
Con.
When is that?
So
Next
Next
week, I think.
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
He's
Oh,
like,
but-
shit.
Yeah,
So
too late
what
for
what I want to do is if one of you want, it's probably gonna be Jason. You and I can talk about it.
Yeah.
I can do like a live walkthrough of the
Okay.
con.
cool.
Whether it's just you and I FaceTiming and you recording it or whatever you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
do. And we can just do like I can figure out a way to like hold the camera and just literally just walk through every aisle and
May-
just
may-
do whatever.
We could
and
do
then-
something like this because Yule did it last time where he did San Diego
Yeah.
and he just had we were just on and he was just with this camera and this phone just walking around and just talking and whatever else. Like,
Yeah, like
I mean, it
like,
had to
like,
be all day, but
Yeah, like GoPro the TF Con, like something like
Yeah.
that.
and then
Well,
like
'cause
maybe
it
the
will
third
work out
party
'cause it'd be-
panel or something if there is one, you know, like we'll figure something
Yeah.
out, whatever you want.
because you guys record at 6, and that means it'll be 3 for me, and I'm not leaving until 10 o'clock that night. So
Well, I mean, like if you end up going live, like at TFCon, like if you decide that you want to do the third party panel and you record it, just hit me up and I'll just post a link out and then we'll watch it while you do it
Thanks,
and we'll all
toys.
talk. You know?
That's toys.
Right? We'll figure something out. Don't we got it? We got it.
I wonder if there's gonna be a good third party panel this year.
We'll
to be honest, I don't usually hit up a lot of those panels.
Mhm.
I like trying to find the room parties. And I've met so many
Oh
great.
yeah.
I met that one guy who had it in Baltimore. He had every year he's got like exclusives from all different places. And this year he had the Robosen, which he was he had it like driving around and everything, and he was like a guinea pig. I guess he's a I don't know if he's a reviewer, but I don't think he's a QC tester, but he's a guy who sent a lot of stuff to check out. And a couple of years ago, I bought the version 2 Masterpiece Bumblebee off of him 6 months before it actually came out to everybody else.
That's awesome.
So,
Damn.
Exclusive.
well, I'm always that guy who's like, I want that, give it to me. He's like, there's no box. I'm like, I don't care. Just give it to me.
I want to
It's
play
still
with
bad.
it. I don't care about the box.
You should see my I'll definitely take a picture this time, but the hotel people hate me because underneath the table or whatever desk is in there is just plastic and boxes and ripped up paper and oh man,
That's awesome.
it's just piles of shit.
Toys galore. No, I'm
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Galore.
So, all right, folks. Well, we're approaching the 2.5 marker.
Mhm.
It's time to shut it down.
All right.
So Slade, where can we find you in the internet?
So you can find at Slade Inc. So the at symbol and then my name Slade Inc. I'm trying to do more posting on my Twitter and Instagram. I do a lot of and it's always at the liquor store. So you always see liquor in the background when I take a picture of a figure. Actually, I wonder if I can through chat send this to you real quick.
Yeah. Send me whatever.
No, maybe not. I don't want to get all weird voice again. I'll
No,
send it
that's
to you
fine.
later. But
Yeah, send it to
but
me,
yeah,
it's fine.
no, at Slade Inc. And if people see the pins that I have and things like that, and they want them, all you have to do is send me money for postage, and I'll send it to you. Or just send me the label, and I'll just print it out. So, because it's pretty cheap to send them, they're only like 6 or 7 ounces. But yeah, and if any of you guys see the convention, well, I can't get any of this guy's exclusive because I already promised someone one, but I haven't seen yet what other people are doing yet.
Mhm.
But I can always try and hook you guys up, getting them sent out to you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
So
Nice.
Cool.
and Eric from three. Oh my God, Eric from ages 3 and up. I can speak. We always joke that if you ever need to find me, I'm usually at his table at the end with a pile of shit that he holds for me behind the counter.
Right? Yeah.
Last time he had a box, like a box of my stuff, because I just walked up and went, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that. And then
That's
I look at him
awesome.
like, oh my God, it's only 9:02.
It's only just begun, and I've already
Right?
Oh
spent.
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes
I
fast.
gotcha.
That goes fast.
Yes,
All right,
it
young
does.
Tim.
Okay.
Where do we find you, young Tim? Where can we find you?
Young Tim, I got the big 4 already. I'm not so young anymore, Yule. I'm not so young anymore. You can find me anywhere. You can find me on YouTube if you search for @TimCaseNerdCrate or hashtag TimCaseNerdCrate and hashtag the Nerdcrate 2. You can find all our stuff under hashtag the Collectors Bay. I am on Instagram at @the_nerd_crate and also on Facebook hashtag TimCaseNerdCrate. And you can find me also in the Facebook groups, Lowery's Legends, Realm of Collectors, Collectors Bay 2, pretty much everywhere. Twitter also. If you search the internet for hashtag TimCaseNerdCrate, that's where you will find me.
And I heard you got a new hashtag, hashtag -2.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I add it because that would put me in a very awkward position because it's way more than that.
Hashtag any Audi.
Hey, I'll throw that hashtag in this week. I don't care, just to see what happens. I'll make it weird.
We just closed down our week for the day, our teaching week for the day, right, Jason? So yeah.
Amen to that.
How about you, young Jay? Where can we find you?
You can find me in the Facebook groups as Jason Lowery. Let's see here. You can find me on Xbox Live as the Clutch 2345. Pretty much play like Call of Duty racing games. Whatever likes to blow shit up and just run through shit. Stuff. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I play games. We do a bunch of people. Like we were playing zombies on Call of Duty the other night, so that was pretty fun. Right. You can pretty much find me anywhere in the Facebook groups, Roman Collectors, Hardcore Collectors, wherever. You'll see me around in the Legends group. You'll find me there too. And pretty much you'll see me here every week with you guys. Thursday. Now it's Sunday. And that's it for me. What about you, Coco?
Well, I'm hardly ever really in social media except for the message groups where you guys are all at. And every now and then, when I do scroll, I'm more usually lurking and commenting on everybody's situations. Like, for example, congratulations, Mr. Mike Murray. Formerly Mike Kincaid, who's officially been engaged as of
Congratulations
today.
to him, dude. Mike and Vanessa are amazing people.
Right.
In fact, I got his hat on.
Hey, watch out now! Don't point it out too hard. The woke Twitter's gonna not be happy with you wearing Punisher.
Here, let me point out a little bit more.
And yeah, you guys can find me mostly when I actually have time to do it. These videos at YouTube's at Cocoasmooth619 and at Instagram at Cocoasmooth, where I post my latest acquisitions. It used to be more comic centric, but then, well, Marvel and DC found a way to disappoint.
Now it's pop centric.
That's right. So it's become more pop centric, and every now and then, I still have like independent comic books on my pull list, like Kanto and TMNT and a plethora of Aftershock and oh my gosh, Vault comic books. I'm independent.
We have an exclusive cover from Vault. I think. I don't remember. I got a lot of exclusive covers.
I'm about it. So all right, so we like to give shout outs to all of the people that follow us on a regular basis. Thank you guys. You guys make us work harder, try to do better, and just provide, you know, fun stuff for y'all. And I hope you guys continue to tune in because things are gonna get more crazy once we get to the Century Club.
Right? Yeah, coming up. So people know we get our 100th episode is coming up. It just so happens to fall on April 1st weekend.
But
So
it's
you
act-
never
but it's
know.
But it's actually our 100th. It actually is.
This
Not
is our
April
100th episode coming up April 3rd. We're just remind everybody we're going live. Just the same old. We're going to be doing some giveaways. Maybe there could be some pins involved.
Ooh.
He's like, all right, I'm out. We got some fun stuff happening, and didn't mean to cut you off, Yule, but we also.
Oh, look, you got a black chrysanthemum. That's so cool.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, the dog. It's like, look, black chrysanthemum without the armor.
Yeah, right. That's so awesome. So good luck to everybody next week at BotCon and all that. Jesus Christ. TFCon. God, people are going to kick my ass for that. Have fun at TFCon. Take pictures. Hashtag fuck Lowery. I don't know. Like, whatever you decide.
Hashtag -2.
Yeah, right. And Coco, go ahead and take this one.
And with that, the nerds have spoken.
Yeah.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out.